think we need to, you need to come over a bit closer, brother, or I change the camera. We're live. How's it going, homies? This is our second live stream I think we've ever done. Oh, hang on, we've done a few. Second one we've done in the shed. Well, we should have the crown, the cover off the crown now, so it looks all nice.
It's broken.
Yeah, come on, it's a nice background, don't you think? Oh, look at that beautiful car. Nice. Alright, so what we need to do is just need to confirm that our audio quality is alright. So, sound level's too low, he says.
It's about as high as it gets without it clipping.
Sound up a tiny bit. Are you...
Can I do it on here?
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, dudes, for our live stream. This is basically a time to have a lemon squash, have a chat with us. The comment section is already going crazy, so we're gonna try and it's a little quiet. People are still saying. See how that goes now. I've bumped it up a little bit.
Hasn't updated yet.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Just ask some questions. The comment section's going crazy, so we're going to try and keep up with it. If you do have a very important question, the best way to do it is to hit us with a super chat so it will pop up in our faces. But can we make sure that this is coming up with?
Yeah.
Can we make sure that that's coming up with super chats on the left hand side there? Couple of lemon squashes. Here we go. Also, remember that Alan's very quietly spoken, so you need to...
I'm gonna go like this when I'm talking. Oh, do a little bedtime story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh yeah.
The slow mode is so you can't spam us with comments, dude. That's why. Roger is locked away in the house because he's a bit of a pest sometimes of chewing cords, so we'll leave him out there.
Yeah, Roger would shut the whole show down by pulling something out of the back of the TV.
Comment section's hectic. I can't.
Someone said, Michael Spiteri said, what happened to the crown? The gearbox broke. We're going to do a video on it. It's out and being fixed tomorrow. We're putting it back together, or someone who knows what they're doing is putting it back together. And basically, it was like a mechanical failure, like a shaft got ripped out of the oil pump. Just torque things. So easy fix, except for all the bits where you got to clean all the crap out of the gearbox and split the converter and all that stuff. So car life.
Does Al do all the voices on your skits? The voices change. There's a couple of homies that do them. I've covered this previously in the back in the day, but Martin's done a few of them, and also our mate Marv or Ian, who, if you watch MCM TV2, Ian's Pontiac was recently featured on that green thing, which was built in Super Garage. So awesome car, and Marv's an awesome bloke too. So testing for science. Thanks, Stig. Bo Butler, why doesn't that come up on the left hand side there? We've got Al's young fella helping us out. Hence, there's a lemon squash in the corner. That's his aim of fame right there.
An actual lemon squash, not the type that we've got.
What's your second least favourite holiday? I'm not even too sure what kind of question that is. That is 304 for the win. Yeah, Torkub can see the Calais Sport in the corner here. He knows what's up.
It might not be a 304, it might be a
Oh, damn, I just gave it away.
RB30.
My American thing, 62 compact Fairlane. That's coming this year, fingers crossed. We've slowly been trying to organise some parts for that build. It's really not easy organising parts and trying to source everything so we're ready for the build. It's going to be quite a hectic build. Should I just give it away or not?
Yeah.
My plans might change though, because I change plans all the time.
I change them for you usually.
Because you're a chooch. The plan for my Fairlane is a Coyote from a new Mustang, twin turbos, 6R80. It's already got a.
It's not changing because
Mustang
we've already
8.8.
bought it
I
all.
know, yeah, I've already bought everything, so that's. But who knows? I could possibly change the. I'm here for an intercooler chug. No, I've actually made the decision not to be doing any intercooler chugs because I've basically got my complete computer set up here in the shed, running the show, and I need to take this home later on tonight because I need to work later on tonight and also organise all camera stuff for a project tomorrow. So have to drive home. That's not going to happen. There was a comment up before about the FJ40. Nathan's car, we've been trying to get that back in here to do some upgrades on. It's whatever is happening with it, Al?
I don't know. It's not here though. We've got all the gear. We just got to do it whenever it gets here.
Stuff and things. Nick Brew, really appreciate it, man. Thanks for all your help and support.
Stuff and things and whole saws.
There you go, Alan. Answer the EZ30 question.
EZ30 Raptor supercharger kit. I think they work okay. Yeah. I'm a turbo guy myself, but I guess for the fact that you can just bolt that sucker straight on there in your garage without tigging stuff together is always going to be a good thing. Just make sure it's got an intercooler on it and it's very, very, very well tuned, or you will regret it.
I've just upped the gain on the microphone again, dudes. People are saying, a couple of comments are saying it's quite 4, 5, 6, 7M content, fellas. The 6M isn't an engine.
4, 5.
Isn't the 6M just
Yeah,
a
6M is a 3 litre.
bottom end with a 5M head? Though,
No,
right?
it's a 3 litre 12 valve.
Did they actually come out? Was it an actual thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought the 6M
I don't
was
think we got them, but it is a thing.
Big Trev with the super chat. Thanks for your support, brother. Appreciate it. $10 is the price to beat, by the way, homies. Go-to gearbox behind a Barra. Putting them in my XP. Currently got a Borg-Warner and monorail in it.
Do you mean a manual transmission or?
Let's assume you mean manual. Probably would be just to use a TR6060.
Yeah, anything else is probably going to die. If it's a turbo engine, you'll definitely need to use one.
If you're going to go
100%.
to an auto, then definitely I would say go old school to something like a Glide or a 400 because the recipe's there. It's been proven, it works. You can go fast. If not, would you go?
ZFs are just great, but half the inside of your car will have to be removed to fit one. So yeah, old cars doesn't matter. Just stick a bloody power glide in it and be done with it.
Is that related to Mr. Butler who taught at Riverview Primary School in the 80s?
No.
Someone mentioned B58 up there before, and yeah, look, they're a great engine. I have dreams of using one I've got an MA70 Supra, which you may have seen hiding in the corner before. One of those cars where you have big dreams and you have all these ideas for it and it actually never happens. So
I'm almost using Super Chat as a live marketplace. Can someone sell me a JZZ30?
yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm going to JZZ30 for not my real name in the chat.
Might be hard to find him because he doesn't have a real name.
Back to the B58 Supra engines, yeah, sick engines. My plan for that Supra, ultimately for me, I'd love to go N54 and then use a 8 HP. Our homie at 0 to 60, Andrew, has just set up a whole new business, which is 8swap.com, I think it might be. And he's working with Simply Tuning to release 8 HP swaps. They've just done one in a 79 series cruiser, and they've done one in Daniel's M3, which is N54 powered also. If you're wanting to know more about 8 HP swaps, definitely jump on to YouTube and just type in the 8 HP or 0 to 60 and have a squeeze, because they're going to be releasing some cool kits from what I'm aware, and they are a pretty sweet engine. Al's got a DCT in the corner over here too, which was possibly going to be used for a project, which makes me think about it. But now, when it's just as the technology is evolving and we've got...
People keep saying that the 8 HP is as good but better, even though it is actually an auto.
Yeah.
So it must be pretty damn good.
Given the 253 is the greatest engine Holden ever built, why have you never done a thong supper conversion with a Trimatic? Alan?
Try finding a 253. They are not an easy engine to find anymore. There's probably a few at the bottom of the pier, holding stuff down. But yeah, that's probably why.
Fairlane, I covered that before. The Fairlane's straight outside here under a car cover. Actually, it's got 2 car covers on it because it hailed. I got a bit worried. Hopefully 2 does better than 1.
Old metal.
Hopefully this year we'll get onto it. I need to have this. I need to scroll back up through some of these comments because I'm missing a lot of them.
The aristocrat.
Pajero's going sweet. Noisy old daily driver. Got some new tyres and it's got a hectic wobble. So I still drive it. It's fine. I've seen the OM606 number pop up a lot, Alan. Do you want to cover anything on that?
They're $10,000.
Yeah, they're not hard to find in Australia.
We're not getting one.
Build series with other YouTubers like Benny and MCM lads. Organising a build series or a collaboration with MCM or Benny, they're in Sydney, so they're like, what is it, 2,000 k's away? So it's a long...
It's
No.
Not quite that much.
1,200 k's.
It's a long way away.
12-hour drive also. It's hard to organise that kind of thing. Doing something with someone locally up here would be very keen to maybe do something, but it's got to be the right kind of collaboration, the right contact, the right series to work for all parties. You know?
What you have to understand about a collaboration is that people that do this for a living, like we do, if we collaborate with someone else that does it for a living, then you have you got to work out how to distribute the content that you make because you make money out of it. So it just normally works better for us to just work on our mates' cars.
It's got to be beneficial for both parties, yeah. The aristocrat asked, how can you make an Elite 2500 work on a standalone JZS161? Still have climate control.
The climate control has virtually nothing to do with the ECU. 161, yes it does, yeah. That's you're in a world of pain there. There is a guy in the UK that makes adapter harness stuff for them, and he's actually a Patreon, Phoenix Engine Management in the UK. He would be your best bet to help with that. I have chatted to him when I got the Crown, because it's a thing with Crowns as well. It's just to do with that silly not CAN bus that Toyotas have that's more annoying than CAN bus, but doesn't work as good.
Matt T's chasing a 253 with a Trimatic if anyone's wanting to free some spare space in their shed.
It's marketplace.
Muff,
253 fit in my Honda.
Muff Garage. People like me can't afford 24k for 8-speed conversion kits. Yes, they are an expensive gearbox and the kits are very expensive, but...
Yeah, but if you can afford a 79 series, you can afford that.
But also, building, like, if you're going to build a gearbox to support power, it's going to cost you a lot of money anyway, so... Reckon we'll see a Honda on the channel. William, yes, I would love to do a Honda on the channel one day.
Lee's got a Honda, but he won't let me put a K24 in it.
We've got a K24 in the corner.
A K24, and Lee's got a mad Civic, but he won't let me swap it.
Lobby the Lobster's asking the real questions here. If there was a fight between a water crocodile and a shark, a
saltwater crocodile,
and a shark, who would win? So I reckon a salty would, depending on what type of shark. Salty's definitely up there unless it's some kind of
I reckon
huge...
it depends on who bit who first, probably.
Yeah, true that.
And what sort of shark is it?
Andrew Kirk. First of all, I want to say, Andrew, thanks for your support on Patreon. I do believe you're a Patreon supporter. Rocky Nuts, we haven't confirmed whether we're going yet or not. It also is Toyota Nationals in Dubbo, New South Wales, and Alan was possibly keen to take the crown down there.
I'm keen for Rocky Nuts.
I'm keen for Rocky Nuts too, but it's one of those things where we missed out on entries ourselves, and
we're not sure.
Haven't confirmed that just yet. Enjoy your lemon squash. Or there's so many comments that I've missed to you guys.
Prioritise super chat because you're missing a heap.
Yeah, I know. We're getting through them, Bo Butler. Recently got a HZ Kingswood sedan, needs brakes. What should it do before it's ready to keep it reliable, safe? You've just answered your own question. Keep the brakes, get the brakes sorted, tyres. Make sure it's a safe vehicle before driving the car. If it's a 6-banger, 186 or something, nothing wrong with that. Just drive the hell out of it and enjoy the car as a cruiser.
There's a wall of text.
There's so many questions here.
What'd you do?
I just made it bigger. No, is that not?
It's good for old people like me.
Yeah, I know. It's just making
There's
it
Dave Hamilton. Come to Roma, 20 years of Ironbark Raceway. Didn't even know there was a raceway at Roma.
The VRVS Commodore the best way to. Matt K, what's wrong with the audio, dude? We've had confirmation that apparently it's okay. So what are you watching on and why is it not working?
Please be more specific when you say please fix audio.
Rocky Nuts is an awesome event. Tour Club, we went there last year and it was killer. Like the only downside I would like to add was just that it's spread out, so you need to have a car to get around. You've got the showgrounds, you've got like the main street show and shine, and then like over the river was the burnout, so it was a bit hard to get around if you didn't have a vehicle.
It is nothing like Summer Nats, so if you want to go to Summer Nats, don't go to Rocky Nats, and that's a good thing for most people. It's not held in a single area, so
yeah,
there's still plenty to do, plenty to look at, and plenty of high quality cars. There's just less ferals.
Watching on PC, audio is real quiet.
Everyone.
See, audio is good, then audio is quiet. That's what I'm very confused about.
Probably their problem then.
Who is Mouse? Everyone's saying audio is good.
Renault Megane RS265 power grades. Didn't you have one of them in the shed here once? Didn't we do a bolt-on exhaust?
Oh, is that thing was an absolute nightmare to get the
dump pipe down?
Dump pipe off, yeah.
Cross member. We've got no idea about Euro stuff, Chris.
If it's turbo, put a bigger exhaust on it and tune it at the end. If it's not, then you probably can't do much with it at all.
Mick, I actually got your message today on Instagram. I didn't reply because I wanted to ask Al about that snout sleeve for WX 5 speeds.
Oh, so you've worn out the snout
On the output, I would assume.
The input, the snout that the throw-up bearing runs along. I've never done one. They weren't worn out when I used to work on them. Sorry. Matt
has asked opportunities for subscribers to get work done at SVX Auto. Need to fit it in a Forester. Does that mean you got like a EG33?
An EG33 and a Forester will be. Not sure where you're going to put your headlights.
I'll add some 2 cents in here. We've just got so many projects lined up for not only what we want to do for us, but also for our friends. So
the mic is directional, Dave.
No, it's not. It shouldn't be directional. It's not a directional mic.
It's probably just me.
It's like an expensive Rode mic that's used. I usually use a diffuser and stuff around it for my voiceovers. So the other thing is I can try plug in those mics from the Canon.
That's all good.
try that.
It might be set to.
That was good, Woody.
stereo
Hard to
audio.
hear. There's a new thing.
God damn.
So you need to come closer, Bruss.
Oh,
Thanks,
might be
Brado, for your donation. Appreciate it, man. I just don't want to be leaning right in.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, now you can hear me real nice and good, like.
Get in there riding deep like.
Down next to mono. That would make it so it's all the same.
What do you mean by all the same?
Like it's not directional. It makes it so you can hear.
Stop
everything.
playing with it, dude. There's people should do a Harrop
Not
blower.
changing
They
anything,
don't do a
that's
blower for EZ30s. Oh, this is hard. I can't.
There's so many comments coming through. I just can't. This is crazy. How many viewers have we got? Where does it say that?
Thanks, Andrew.
I don't know.
Was that Andrew Colleen or Andrew? What was that?
Cole? I don't know.
We have 840.
800 viewers. That's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Updates on Kevin. All right, yeah, let's cover Kevin. This is a good question. So Kevin basically sat since the last episode we released, which was episode 4. We had the diff built at Rogan Industries by Matt. Then we kind of got it back here, and we didn't do anything with it. We've got an episode coming out next week. Can I release what that's about? Is that pre-teaser?
You can if you want.
Are we allowed to though?
What, this week? Next week?
Next week, when I finish today.
I don't know. Maybe, probably not.
We've got a really special episode coming out next week, which will all make sense once it comes. When it comes to, we did some work with Super Cheap Auto, and at the same time of doing that, we were doing also the what was that thing called? Billy Cart. So at all this happening, it was like leading up to. Was that like December? What I can't even remember the dates. It was getting towards the end of the year. We were super busy, and then hi everybody, and then we just left it. So we put the diff to the side. We left the car. We got back stuck into it last week.
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
So now the diff's in the car. We have done a bit of work around the engine bay kind of thing, and that's really about as far as we've gotten. Now, there's just so much that goes on with creating the videos and getting out. I was planned to be here this week to hook back in, but I've been editing at home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so lots going on. Daniel Chilinski, currently building a 65 Mustang with a Barra and 8 HP for my wife, 90 Mercedes wagon, custom ITBs and a manual.
Sick.
Yeah, sick cars. Thanks for the donation, man. Appreciate it.
That's what we like to hear.
What's 90s Mercedes wagon? So is that like a 230?
We'll have to.
Well, it depends on what engine's in it. I think it is.
Build a Daewoo. Nope. Daewoo couldn't even build them.
Hey, Steve. Yes, we do other shirts. Currently, we don't have any more than black in the store because I'm not too sure why. But if you're after any other shirts, send us an email at sales@theskidfactory.com and just request shout out to Dave and Sally Ann at Right Lane Print Media. They do most of our shirts like that for us. So yeah, we can do any colours that they have in stock. Does Kevin need a 4-person or 2-person intercom?
We won't have any back seats.
What's up, Darcy?
So 2-person, I guess.
Maybe we need a 3-person if... Hang on, how does that work with the intercom? Are you going to be standing at the track radioing into us or what? Also, call me back. I called you the other day. You never called me back. Don't call me now, though. The VL in the background. Yeah, we can talk about this.
You'll know all about it very soon.
It's not next week, the following week. We've got an episode coming out. It's a very, very special car. I can actually change the camera angle if
No.
don't worry about it. Are we going to talk about it or not?
Very soon.
Yeah, okay. It's a very special car with
Does anyone want a Zupa Duper?
If you go onto Alan's
Bebot?
No, I don't want to.
if you go onto Alan's Instagram, there's a photo there showing what car it is, and it is a genuine rare vehicle. So 304 into TE Gemini.
Yeah, you just need a doggy engineer for that.
Oh, was that actually someone
I reckon.
taking the mickey? Josh Graham. Thoughts on engine mounts? Platt. What's Platt?
Engine plate.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that it's no problem putting a 304 into a Gemini. Just do it and get an engineer to engineer him.
Someone at the front. Can you go say who that is, Bo Butler? Had to buy a new sports car. What would you buy?
Sports tuner car.
Actually, Bo, shut that gate.
Okay. There's playing music. That's all.
Is that next door? Yeah, okay. 2022 car. How's the caps lock catches your eyes, doesn't it?
He's JDM too. So it's definitely from the Japanese market.
I don't know. I don't follow new cars, man. I just search marketplace for old shit boxes.
Okay, my sports car that I bought new is the only car I've ever bought new, and it's a Mazda BT50. So I give you a bit of an idea of how sporty I am.
I would be saying, I don't know, if I had nothing to shoot, like no budget, let's go like an R35 or something like that. Why not?
Do they even still
You
exist?
said sports car. Yeah, wasn't there a new one? There was a bit of controversial. They were worried. People were blowing up that it's basically been the same car since like 2013 or something. Any future upgrades for the MR2? My MR2 is gone. It's sold. Possibly, I would like to get my brother's car to SW20 with a built 3S GTEs. I actually built that in the shed a while back. We've done a video on that too. I'd love to get that back in here to fix it up.
Upgrade it some electrically and maybe plumbing wise. I think we could do a better job on it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's-
Just fix up a few things. We have got, oh my gosh, there's a couple more questions here. ABS on a project car, how'd you go about it?
Gotten rid of ABS. Yeah, it's no problem. You just have
Xander
to redo all
Chop.
the lines.
Thank you for your support on Patreon, Alexander. If you can just, you have to basically replace the master cylinder. No, you won't have to actually replace the master cylinder.
Not necessarily.
Routing the brake lines is what you got to do, and deleting the ABS pump and having it done correctly.
1992. Wow, that ABS probably doesn't work that well
It
anyway.
would have been ancient, yeah.
And it's probably really, really big.
Drag Challenge May, Jakey. Yes, we are hopefully doing it in Al's Crown.
Yeah, we definitely are.
It's not a director, but it is a HDT Sport. Decent mechanic for 90s JDM cars, the Handman.
Where?
Depending on where you are, man, there's plenty of awesome workshops. My advice would be to find someone that's local to you. Doesn't necessarily have to be local to you, but finding someone that you can trust and you can work with and understands your car the same as you do. Taking your vehicle to a dealership or just a generic workshop where they just pump cars out, then probably not the right mechanic for you for your pride and joy.
Kia Stinger says Adam for
Yeah.
yeah, they're cool.
Key Stinger, what's up, Adam? Shits and giggles, thanks for the donation. Interest in doing any feature films like MCM, Turbos and Temples? I gave that a bit of a shot myself. That solo production I did with Frank and Daniel with their...
You mean solo? I was there.
Come on, dude, you held a GoPro at the racetrack.
This guy.
It's something of that caliber of Turbos and Temples. That is a huge production. It's massive, and to pull that off the way they did it with their team is hats off to them, because it's that movie turned out really good, and I really liked it. I'd like to do one day myself, but I need help.
Yeah,
because it's way too hard to do.
I think
by
you'll
myself.
find that there's an awful lot of goes into those MCM productions, as far as it's not just let's just go to Japan and do something. It's they're spending a lot of time creating what they're going to do, and you know, it's as you can see, the outcome is amazing, and there's got to be a lot put into it to get to that. So, I think Woody could do it for sure, judging by the Frank video, but you've got to have the resources and the actual subject to do that. So if that ever comes along, I would be very supportive of it.
Thanks for the donation, dude. Passenger laps at Matsuri in March. I've got it penciled in myself to possibly head down there. I've got some mates that are heading down there. I do love drifting, and I would love to get in the Passos, or you can just throw me the keys and let me skid your car. See how we go. I'll bring the GoPros. You supply the car. Next question was from Ezra. Build more barras. Love to see one of the last 4 territories built. We're doing a barra coming up soon. It could actually be the next month, few weeks, 2 weeks. When can I get that in?
Very soon.
Although there's also another Ford out the front of the shed now. All of a sudden, why? I thought that wasn't coming for ages either.
You thought wrong.
Yeah, communication.
Also,
here.
I just saw Patrick commenting.
Patrick who?
Patrick Smart. So, yeah.
What did he say?
He said Duramax.
Yeah. Motorbike engine swap something.
Yes.
Yamaha R1 64 Mini.
Very recently, in fact.
What'd you do? Oh, yeah. If you've watched our Summer Nats video and you pause on a certain vehicle that lost a wheel, you may figure out that we did motorbike swap something, but motorbike swapping a vehicle, Lee, I don't think you've ever done that, have you, Al?
No, definitely not.
Go jump over to Nugget Garage and check out the Hoff's little KE10, because that thing is really cool. I'd like to do one. That was my plan with going to one of those Clayton's auctions, and that was to see JD Mechanic in Brisbane. Straight up, I'll just shout out Next Level Motorsport.
Yeah, Next Level.
Scott and Tara, they are in, what's that suburb called? Slacks Creek?
Yeah. But also depends on what sort of car it is, dude.
Yeah, they're like Toyota.
If it's a Subaru, they probably don't want to work on it.
Yeah. There's a few comments that I've missed, guys. I apologise. Turbos and thongs filmed around Noosa.
You still loving doing YouTubes? Yes. I don't know if love is the right word.
I love it. Can you see what this is? Oh no, that's...
No, it's been done. Can
Do
you
you
build
need me
more
for anything else?
barrels?
Okay.
Nah, we should be good, Bo Butler. Thanks, man. See, I knew this would happen.
Bo Butler's getting bored.
Well, this is all car stuff I don't know. So,
Yeah, you'd learn.
well, you're just saying letters and words that I don't understand.
Alright, see you, Bo. Shut that door on your way out.
Yeah.
Thoughts on XR5 turbos? That's a pretty good engine, actually. Front wheel drive, so it's going to be torque steering into gutters and stuff, but yeah, why not?
Kevin Videos is next week. Got a special video coming out. Automotive Carnage. Wait, find me a Barn Find RX3. Hook us up.
Hook us up, bro.
Jay's actually coming by the shed next week or something. I think it is too. So, also keep up the videos. I will be honest. I haven't watched any of your videos recently, but I do watch them and I do appreciate what you do. So keep up the good work.
Yeah, I'll have an RX2 coupe, thanks.
Kevin is RX2 coupe. Kevin is coming 3 weeks away. No.
Kevin Videos.
4 weeks away, we're back onto Kevin.
We're back on him, but you'll see it in a while.
Modern classics.
What cars do you think will be?
We're referring to...
Like new cars that will be classics in the future.
Yeah.
86s.
Key Stingers.
Probably Kia Stingers. Anything that's like remotely interesting, and there's not that many of them, to be honest.
Is the Hoff all good? He's been quiet lately. The Hoff has been quiet on YouTube because when you understand how the YouTube thing works, it's not as easy as pressing record and uploading. It's stressful and very time consuming. And when the Hoff's on the dyno for 8 to 10 hours a day, it's hard to film your own stuff and work.
And also that man can produce cars like nothing else. He is unbelievable. I don't know how he has time to like breathe oxygen. He does that much shit. So yeah, I mean, it's a pity because everything he does is really cool. So it'd be great to be able to see it. But you know, he's got to prioritise, I suppose.
The Hoff needs a Woody. So if you're a keen young fella and you're good with filming and computers and you're not a dickhead, go and sweep his floors and empty his bins and work for free for 4 years, and then you might get a 50-cent paycheck from YouTube.
Sounds appealing.
There's a cheap RX2 in Cairns at the moment. It's probably what Jay's going to go pick up.
Really? I don't think there is. Someone said, give a shout out to PF. Shout out to anyone that used to be on PF. Get off Facebook PF and get back on normal PF so it's not a festival of dickheads.
Here we go. Here's a question for you guys. If we started a forum revolving around cars, much like the comment section that you're commenting on right now, but you can just talk crap, would you join it? And would you engage and tell us about your builds? Because forums are dead. And
it's a pity because that's where all the information was stored. Like you could go back and find the thing that someone talked about 2 years ago, and now you can't find it. It's gone.
Facebook's so hard to find stuff these days that you can't actually. You can't search unless you're in a certain group and searching for posts. You can't actually just Google how to set up YouTube live stream. Like you can't do it. So.
I just got to answer Oliver. He keeps asking, is it 31st mod? Headers. Keep the whole exhaust system if you like. Just put a set of headers on it and you will get rid of your ping.
Ben Palmer, love your rotaries, dude. I'm going to come join you at the track one day and make a video with you.
Rotor Ben.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And there also was another comment from Old Falcon. My compact Fairlane, we covered this before. It will be coming back this year, hopefully anyway. Al's laughing at me. It's just a massive project and we're doing my Crown Wagon first. My Fairlane's getting a Coyote and 6R80, so spending money on it and also spending money on the Crown Wagon, it all adds up and I can't afford it, so hopefully get onto it. Discord, I've never done a Discord. I've never been a part of Discord. I couldn't tell you what that's about, but I'd prefer to have just our own, like just the skidfactory.com. I think that would be, yeah, the
What's Discord?
Reddit is also another one. Just another like platform.
Is it like Reddit?
It's like a forum platform.
I don't know what
basically.
Reddit is either.
RX2
RX2
Kane said
coupe.
he's got a couple of good finds coming up. Yeah, we could.
Come on, bro. I want an RX2 coupe.
This is outrageous.
The Padge is going. It's just a daily driver. Take it camping. Changed some tyres last week because I had 33 muddies on there. They were crap. Genuine 33 by 12.5 too. None of this 285 60 pussy crap.
Stop flexing on your 33s.
Big Mal's World has asked what cameras do we use for the videos. We use a Canon 90D. We have a Canon 80D which I use for secondary angles, and a Canon XA20 which is a little handheld camera thing, which was donated via our friend Darcy. Thank you, Darcy.
We're actually using that right now.
We're using it right now for the live
you
stream.
didn't waste it giving it to us.
We still use it. I use the 80D now for some still pictures as I'm going. I'm trying to do more still pictures. Since we hung out with Mighty Car Mods and did the Lavorg build, I did get a lot of inspiration from Martin,
James.
Blair and James, and the way how they all work together. And Al's actually got a lot of inspiration from them too. I know you probably won't say that, but I've definitely seen it. I've just started taking some still photos as we go, and yeah, it's been really good.
They're the OGs. You buy Integral, is that your brother?
Yeah, Patrick, not going to happen. I've got to drive home.
Gotta drive home, bro.
Get back to work. It's not even 5 p.m.
Come and give him a lift home and he can do it.
The Pajero, I was actually looking at using a Gen 3 tailgate and mounting the stair wheel to the side and putting a ladder on. I saw a photo of one, it looked pretty good actually. Pajero's an awesome car. The Patrol's gone.
Pajero's on.
Yeah. Franco, Cozzo, thank you for the support. Slonza Forum is modern, like Invasion Community, Vision Community.
I don't know what Vision.
I'm not too sure what that is. Kazakhstan, 13 by 10s. It's a long way away. Nismo said, when you do a rotor, contact me for mufflers. Is a rotary muffler a thing, or is that just like a stupid rotor thing?
It's a
that
muffler
make
that suits rotaries.
Yeah, but what is it?
that?
Someone commented that before.
It's basically just ones that don't get the guts blown out of them.
So it's well built then, it's not a crap one.
Thank you, Chris.
Brendan said, do you think your life would end up on YouTube? Never ever would I think I'd end up on YouTube. It's kind of how it happened. So
I'm pretty sure everyone that ends up on YouTube didn't plan to be on it. It's just a thing.
I don't know, there's some pretty arrogant people out there that really tried really hard.
Did well to succeed then.
Someone said any meets around Noosa. Luca, I actually spoke with the crew from Bad Ideas today, and February 19th at Kenilworth Showgrounds there is a meet on, and they Hino Truck Muckler, says Darcy. They are expecting some big numbers out of that car show, so if you're around the area, and this is a shout out for the boys there too, Kenilworth Showgrounds 19th of February, get out there. We're not too sure if we're attending.
I'll be there if the crown is all good, which it should be.
Should be, hopefully, yeah.
It should be good.
Got our own events. What was the no garage question?
13's for 1300.
Well, the Hoffman...
13's for 1300 is actually a PF.
Yeah.
Performance Forums Challenge.
The Hoff actually, you need to lean closer to the mic, I think, too. Just sit a bit closer. The Hoff did a 13 for 13s. 13s for 1300
I think
bucks
that they
challenge.
did that on PF though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it was a PF thing
Yeah.
back in the day, yeah. Yeah.
The Hoff would be able to do like 9s for $900, I reckon.
Coming to Noosa for the Noosa Try from Tassie, should have been 300. If you're driving up, yeah, there's heaps of good tracks around here, but that is completely up to you.
What's the question?
Dirt Bike Dave said.
Should I bring the 300? Hell yeah. Come pick me up.
180B Triple S, consider doing an upgrade or turbo conversion or engine change.
That just depends on what your purity level wants to be. I mean, if you want to keep it, I don't know if it's a coupe or not, but if you want to keep it OG, then Timmy at 1.6 has got lots of stuff that you can put on the side of that L18 to make it go better and sound better and still be an OG, you know, sort of original car. Throttle bodies and EFI and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know what I'd do. I don't think I would. I think I'd just do that, and then if I was disappointed, I'd change it. But I'd probably put something stupid that didn't fit in it.
Like what?
I don't know. Something like an, you know me.
10s for $1,000. Yeah, no way. That'd be very hard. The
But
thing is, what are you pricing it on? Because
you could do that if you had lots of stuff sitting in your.
if you've got stuff laying around, but you can't say that because you've got to. It's got to
Yeah, I
have
know.
value.
That's
value
why
to it.
it's always the thing. What about all these ones on the mini feed, like Aaron and that? Is that from?
This is from last year.
Oh, that's from last year.
I don't know why that's not coming up in the super chat thing.
Right? Okay.
Classic Mopar. Alan's brother actually has
Ugh.
a very, very nice.
My brother's probably not listening, but
Val.
I wish he would let me take his car
It's probably not very nice. It's got like legumes growing through it, but it's a VG Pacer that he got when he was 19. So I used to cruise around with him. He's 6 years older than me when I was a tacker, and it was pretty cool. And he's still got it, and he's like in his 50s, and I really want to restore it for him, but he won't let me. So I told my brother to let me restore his car.
Someone said I need a Red Bull, but I actually smashed a V right before the chat. So wait for that to kick in, then I'll be grinding my teeth in no time. It's the same thing, V and Red Bull, though.
I don't know.
It's like Guarana or
It doesn't
something.
stink like Red Bull does.
Yeah, no. Would you build a subscriber card, JDM? After speaking to some friends on the weekend about it, it's a massive undertaking to do. The cars we build are funded by us and all our friends,
What do you mean by subscriber?
as in like a giveaway or something.
Oh, no.
Or maybe you're talking about just building someone's car.
Building a car for someone who's...
Well, that's kind of how Gavin's...
we already do that.
It's kind of how Gavin's Hacko originated too, because we knew Gavin...
We didn't know Gavin until he...
Well, we didn't know Gavin personally. I knew of him. I knew the car, but he was basically a subscriber that reached out and said, "Hey, I've got a cool car. I want to do this to it." So,
Yeah, so... I'm too old and cranky to do any of that stuff like giving away cars and stuff, and I honestly think it's a little bit of a scam personally, but that's just my opinion. So that's not really what we're about. We're about trying to show you guys how to do stuff,
yeah.
and look after yourself and enjoy yourselves and hang out with your mates. That's what it's about.
The Red Bull Billy Cut ended up at... Where is it?
It's at Penrith Supercheap. There's a superstore there.
Yeah. And I think it's meant to be getting moved around Australia, but we're not too sure where it's on the cards for next.
Suffice to say, Supercheap's problem now.
It is.
Someone's going to take it in and make bank on recycling.
It'll be on, yeah, all that alloy. When's the R3? Stop bumping the mic too. Try not to bump the mic. When's the R3 going to be released? We're not too sure on that. You'll have to...
It's first quarter, so it could be any time.
But that is an epic ECU, and fingers crossed I can get a hold of one for...
Well, I think that we'll probably use an R3 in Woody's car with the Barra, just because it's kind of very suitable for that car, because the R5 that we put in the Bedford and my Crown is more of a, like, you can actually replace the entire wiring loom. Everything in the car is controlled by that ECU. The R3 is a very much scaled down version. It's more... Sorry, Matt. The R3 is more of a... it's basically so you don't need a fuse box with your ECU. So Woody's car doesn't have... it didn't have electric fans or anything like that. So there's a lot of stuff that really suits it, as in you can run your fans and your fuel pump straight out of the ECU and a few other things. But basically that's kind of what it's for. Whereas the R5 is to like wholesale replace every bit of wiring in your car.
What's up, dog? Someone said, "Come chasing Spand with me and film it. I love your edits." Are you talking about some come chase Spanish mackerel? Maybe fishing. Might do that one day. Might like that. Man, these comments are going crazy.
Is there an Italian mackerel
I
or
don't
an
know.
English mackerel?
Splendid. Any other channels you want to do collaboration with in the future? Look, as Al mentioned this, Al covered this before. It's not as easy as you think just to work with your mates. We've tried to do it before, and it's got to be beneficial for both channels. It has to work for both parties. So big channels aren't going to collaborate with us, and the same token, we're not going to work with channels with 1,000 subscribers. That sounds kind of bad, but yeah, that's how it is.
Well, yeah, it's just the reality of what we do for a living. So, and
all those guys that you like, they're doing it for a living as well. So it's just complicated when you like who gets to put the content on the screen or whatever. So we kind of worked it out with Benny when we did the trip to America to do the Fox Body, and that was great. But I mean, it doesn't always work out that way. So we would probably, if we were going to do any collaborations, it'd be with our closer friends like Benny or MCM. But
Ryan's in the chat, vodka Red Bull. I'm not sculling beers. This is my first beer. I've got one more after this and I'm driving home. So no sculling of beers this time around. Alex Jansen, you can donate to the chat if you want, Ryan. That's good. And someone also just said, make sure we hit the like button. Please do, guys. Hit the like and the share button. It helps to get our videos out there. And also, not only just for the live stream, every week, if you watch a video and you like it, send it to your mates, share it on your page, share our stories on Instagram and stuff. It's probably the biggest help you can do to help us, because more people watching the channel, people may not know about us, and you just share it to your mates and they go, oh, what's this? I'll click on it. So that is a huge help for us, and that's, yeah, it's a big thing.
Alex, they're pretty loud.
Alex Jensen's asked the best sounding exhaust setup for an EZ30 and NA.
I'm on my second exhaust on Gus's car because the first one was so loud that when he got his P's, we didn't want him waking us up at.
You don't have any mufflers in the car though, Al. It's got like a resonator and those two back ones.
It had a resonator and two mufflers. How many more do you want? Anyway, so I put one of those X-Force things on it with the valves in it, but it's still noisy. So but I'm old, so don't ask me.
Mixmaster Mark has asked. He said he likes the squeaky hammer sounds. It makes him laugh. That's a shout out to our mate Paul, which I'm going to cover on now. I'm not too sure if he's watching. There he is.
There he is.
Wow.
Hello, Gus.
Hey everybody. That guy Gus, our mate Paul Cronin. You may have seen him on recent Street Machine videos covering Summer Nats and also at Drag Challenge. Shout out to Street Machine. And Paul's actually been doing some editing for us. We flew him up here. He got his beard stuck in the Dremel when he was grinding out Al's dash, and kind of gave him the rundown.
Unlucky.
And he's been a massive help to this channel, so thank you, Paul. We really do appreciate it. And to offload, I suppose I'm offloading the stress to you, really, is what I'm doing. It's a massive help. And the squeaky hammers came from Paul. Like, some of those quirky edits stuff that I've picked up on it's all come from Paul. And for someone who just downloaded Final Cut Pro and taught themselves how to edit, it's you've definitely taught me a few things, dude, and I really do appreciate the help. So thank you, dude. And that's Paul, everyone. So
yeah, so sometimes it's just having a different sense of humour involved or whatever that just throws in a little bit of different things, and it works well. So yeah, thanks, Paul or Gus or however you like to be called.
Offload all you want. Well, I'll be calling you tomorrow, sir. Go-to tuner for EZs and EJs. If you're in Brisbane, shout out to Nathan Simeone. Simeone, don't know his surname.
SMW?
SMW tuning. He tuned Ian's Liberty, and that thing hasn't blown up, so he definitely knows what he's doing.
Obviously, on the Sunshine Coast, we definitely recommend Kai, Night Family Motorsport. He does a lot of Subarus. Actually, I think he just cut a lot of his teeth doing Subarus for Chris. So, yeah, depends on where you are. Of course, you probably need to be a little bit more specific about that.
Is Paul's car next on the list? I'd love to work on one of Gus's cars. Magna, Turbo.
Yeah, I tried to get him to do that.
There you go. Someone just said
63
Sanjay in South Australia for EJ tuning.
S&J.
Yeah.
You know of them?
Yes.
You know all the Subaru homies, don't you? Also, convince Alan and let me know. Would you guys listen to a podcast with me and Alan talking crap? Because I'd really like to do that. Except with some better microphone setups.
Oh yeah. Speaking of podcasts, I did one today with HPA. The
High Performance Academy, that
Performance
is.
Academy out of New Zealand. It'll be out in about a month. And Woody and I are going to do one with Gutter to Gutter, which is a Sydney-based podcast, just car stuff, obviously. So it's always, I actually enjoy just having a chat and just talking about stuff. It's what we do in the shed when we're, just talking shit with each other. So it's all good fun, and it's, lets people know that you're just a normal person.
There you go.
for a
13
start.
people said they're going to listen, Al, so there we go.
And wow, it's going to be the most popular podcast.
Darcy's got a 19 Ford
42
Freighter.
Ford Freighter. I'm not putting Holly EFI on anything, Darcy.
Was that
you
your-
know that.
Is that your dad's thing? Ford Freighter, what's that? It's a hot rod, no?
A freighter sounds like a bloody truck.
Got something in my eye. Gosh dang.
I'm gonna look that. I'd be looking that up right now if we weren't doing a podcast. Oh yeah, live stream. Sorry.
The Barra project. There's a Barra up here. I've got a Turbo 400 up there. I ordered some wheels, which I haven't, hopefully they're on the way to being made. And I'm trying to organise some diff parts for 9-inch because that's just what you do. Because Hilux G Series is too hard to organise to hold power in a, how much does it weigh? 1,800 kilos, and
Yeah, she's a big girl.
Borg Warnder's not going to work,
And
so
hence
9-inch.
the very, very poor performance from the 2-litre. So,
That's
plus Matt's doing the diff and he just won't do any diff if it's not a 9-inch.
yeah.
'cause
It just makes sense to do.
he's got a point.
South Main Auto on YouTube. I've never seen South Main Auto.
I have heard of that.
Have
but
you?
I haven't seen it.
We're spoiled for choice on
We're
YouTube
able
these
to-
days too.
I know you watch a lot of stuff, but personally,
No, but I don't. I
I'm
don't
very
watch a lot of
random
stuff.
of it. I just watch, like, the other night I was watching what the inside of a Dolomite Sprint engine looks like, because Ian's got one, and I just wanted to know what the valve train looked like, because it's one of the first 4-valve production engines, or the first 4-valve production engine that wasn't a bloody Formula 1 car or something.
Oh, if I get some spare time, I will binge watch. Truth be told, I haven't watched any of. Sorry, Martin, if you're watching. I haven't watched any of the MCM videos that Al's been. The one we did, but then there's the last 2 with the Lavorga. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen all of the Street Machine stuff yet either, Gus. Like I usually binge watch when I got some time.
Well, I'm ahead of
Stuff
you because
like-
I have seen all that stuff.
I'll jump on and binge watch and kind of flick through just to kind of see what people are up to. Someone mentioned Cletus before in the
Cletus?
comments section. Yeah,
I-
like, I'll flick through and skim, but I haven't watched that for ages
I've
now.
barely
so.
watched any of it.
Yeah.
It's just there's too much of it for me to keep up with trying to produce our own show.
Yeah.
Cat videos, nah.
Who's your drink called Forex because you can't spell? Brr. We love Goldies. This is a lemon squash, by the way. Everyone who hasn't figured it out. We're not sponsored. 4X Gold. It's a mid-strength beer. It tastes like water.
Wait, I'm getting a call from Milton in
Oh,
Queensland.
nice. Here, hit us up.
It's a Milton Mango. It's just a beer. Like, it's not a, double hopped blah blah. It's just beer. It's like Bud Light.
You guys see the Skid Factory expanding to space like the Super Garage or Al's Shed? Is it?
That's it.
I'd like to expand. There's not enough room in here. Maybe one day.
Decent non-Japanese 4-cylinder NA for swap into Dolomite Sprint. Why don't you just keep the Dolomite engine? 4X is not the worst beer, bro.
Tips on merging Haltech Elite 2500 Premium Loom into Gen 1 EZ30 and going into Bug Eye Impreza. First time doing this size jobs. Thank you for the support, Supersonic.
100% forget about the factory loom. You do not need it. Don't even worry about it. Just make a new loom from scratch. It'll be far, far easier and less complex. Merging is for factory looms only.
Where was that? If you're going to build something for the Noosa Hill Climb,
Why not?
Lobesy Racing, our mate Luke Farrelly is a legend. He's got a Celica that Al actually owned years back, and
He's going to sell it back.
I got some. He'll never sell the car.
No, he's going to.
Dude, he said the other
He's going
day.
to give it to me.
The other day, he's like, "Oh, I'm downsizing. Got to sell some stuff." And I was like, "How about that Celica?" But he's not going to sell it.
My wife loves that Celica. She would let me put a rotary in it.
He offered for us to rebuild that vehicle. I'm telling you this now too. He offered us to rebuild that vehicle and drive it in the hill climb because the original guy who built the car, which was whatever his name was, he built that car for the hill climb and never raced it. So, but I'd feel really scared driving someone else's car, especially in the hill climb.
He did race it around those circuit race at at
did he?
Layside and stuff, but I don't think he ever hill climbed it. Yeah, I'm not crashing anyone's car on a hill climb.
No way.
Look at that.
Any cars I regret selling? Riddle Banks, thank you for the super chat donation. You can't keep them all. I'd love to say that I regret selling the MR2, but at the same time, I'm glad I did sell that because it helped me financially to pay bills and get on top of life. And then, I don't know, I missed the car driving experience, but it also opens up options to store more crap in my garage. So you can't keep them all. I don't know.
It's a TA22 Celica, not a modern one. It's like the proper one. A good Celica, as it were.
What's a Dolomite engine? I'm so confused.
Dolomite is a small Triumph English 4-door, and they had a thing called a Dolomite Sprint, and they actually put a 4-valve cylinder head in like 1970 it was like one of the only production 4-valve cylinder heads. And
True.
Ian's got one.
Okay.
Ian Smith.
I just saw Patrick comment, where'd that go? Regret the S12. The S12, don't really... I regret probably buying that as my first car because I spent way too much money on it.
You got ripped off by
And
that
Ryan
dodgy
ripped you
guy
off.
from...
Doggy. Such a doggy
Such
deal.
a dog. Cameron Grieve. Long time viewer, little flex. Almost finished my 408Q VSS thing is insane.
Yeah, boost it.
That's not enough power, bro. Boost it. B10 time? Not unless someone can find me one for cheap.
B10.
Sunny.
Oh,
Datsun 1000.
Jesus Christ, it's in the chat, but his comment's been held for review.
That seems... I reckon that Jesus Christ is...
Oh, Matt's a moderator again.
Matt
Yeah,
deleted it.
my man.
No,
Thanks,
he
dude.
would be straight out of PF for sure. Could be Murray.
Pommy cars. Would you ever build with one? What are we talking? What's Pommy?
English.
No, but like, what kind of Pommy car are you referring to?
Triumphs. I don't mind Triumphs. Like Miles has had Triumphs, a fair few of them. Still does, and his brother does, and they're actually pretty cool cars. It's almost like they're almost good. Cool styling. I quite like them. I wouldn't own one, but I'd definitely work on one.
Project Bugger, thank you for the $15 donation. Is that the biggest donation we've had, or has someone done a 20 yet?
I don't know. Okay, swipe your wife.
PF is Performance Forums, which was a forum that Alan...
A very large forum that basically everyone that I know, except for Woody, was on.
I joined it, but it wasn't my thing because it was full of old guys like you.
Yeah.
And some of those guys are super creeps.
You would have been like 4 years old when I was on it.
Nah.
Yeah, literally. Maybe 14.
Bees Knees Ben, thank you for the support. from New Zealand. We're hoping to get back to New Zealand now that you say that. We definitely are keen to get back there. That is what our short film is going to be. Oh, how about that?
Yep.
Someone come up with
Agreed.
some ideas for a short film involving super cheap auto stores and our
1970.
mate Nick. And there you go, Nick, if you're listening, write a storyline.
Got nothing else to do.
Oh, Talk Hub was at $20. Yeah, Talk
Oh.
Hub's got the lead. My man.
Someone complained that they wasted their money, but we couldn't find it. So ask again.
What was the comment?
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
we've been through all of them. I've got them up there.
I noticed when you drag the crown, it twisted and lift one side up front.
Yeah, it needs a...
So that's a rear suspension issue. It's not twisting the chassis or anything like that. It's just basically bottoming out on one side, which then it gives it a pivot point that tries to lift the other side. So once we put more suspension travel into the rear end, it should sort it out.
Someone said TB48 build. We actually looked into TB48 and or a 1FZ for Kevin, but to make 1200 horsepower, which is the goal, it was going to be way too expensive. It's just going to was too hard. So
So the problem with those engines are they're not meant to rev. They're a torque engine. So next minute you want it to rev. So it's got to rev to make power, and to let it rev, you've got to replace the entire insides of it. So it's kind of like harks back to the old days where you just tipped an old Chev V8 upside down. Everything went in the bin and you replaced everything except the block, and then replaced the block as well, and then called it a Chev, but it wasn't really. So it didn't really make sense unless you're like a sand dune person.
compatriot. Old Cock. I've seen Old Cock's name pop up a few times. His nickname is Old Cock because that's kind of what someone's really keen about your tattoo too. It's just the Aussie slang, like, hey, Cock, how are ya? And then that, I suppose, turned into Old Cock because he's an old cock.
No, Old Cock refers. It's Al Bob gave him that name. Old Cock refers to the fact that you probably would have guessed that he's a business owner and he was quite an aggressive kind of guy, and really all his workers were under his control, and he did it in the old-fashioned way of, yelling at them.
Kicking ass, yeah.
So it was like a rooster that ran around and, pecked at the hens. It's the cock. So
Scott's asked if we need any employees. Man, we'd love some employees, but we can only pay her in lemonsquash. That's about it. Sorry, mate.
not even.
And someone commented saying I got a drinking problem. I've had this, someone called me a pisshead the other day. I didn't appreciate it. I'd like to point out that I'm actually not a very big drinker, and I'll have...
Who says you got a drinking
It
problem?
was up before. I spilt a bit of beer in my shirt. That's because I'm just a dirt tard. But I don't even drink that much. I'll have a couple of beers. I enjoy a couple of beers, but I'm not here to get smashed. And hence why last year when we were on it, and someone gave me $100 a skull of beer, so I did. Then someone gave me another $100 a skull another beer,
As
so I
if
did
you
it
wouldn't.
again. So
As if any of you wouldn't do that.
So that's why I got
Next
a little
minute,
bit.
$100.
Yeah, and that's why I deleted the chat. Like, that's why I deleted the live stream last year, because I just didn't like it. What's the ink? Someone's keen. You don't want to show it?
I've
Just got
showed
like
it heaps of times.
it's a bear.
It's a bear. It's not a swastika. I don't know how anyone gets that idea.
I'm not working these days. I come sweep the floors. There's definitely lots of sweeping to do. What's there for we to do shots? It's not happening. Yeah, it was Ryan. Ryan gave us $200. That was right. I did one, then he said do it again.
Damn.
And the second one was colder.
What's coming out of your bloody Godzilla
Check. Someone asked that before, actually, Godzilla. We'd love to do one.
No.
Ryan's gonna... Oi, JCA National Construction with a $30 donation. Thank you.
$30.99. How random.
Thank you for the... I think because the 99 cents ends up, like, YouTube just adds it on or something. But he probably paid, like... I don't even know how it actually works with Super
He
Chat.
probably paid 35 and they took
And YouTube takes it, yeah.
$4.01.
Godzilla, we're going to be putting a 7.3 and a Harrop supercharger into Ryan Kelly's XY. But he's been
It's been a bit soft. So
it's being soft and yeah.
a bit slow. Slow enough. Too much Tectaloy inducement, drinking.
Are you a fan of TD27s? Wow. What an engine. Mighty fine.
Not really. I remember driving the, whatever they were called, something 2?
Like Toronto's?
Toronto 2,
Yeah.
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 It's like the first car I ever seen that had drive-by-wire throttle, and I was marveling at the fact that the pedal didn't have a cable, and that was like in the 90s.
Someone said 80 series has got a 10.5 inch diff. Is that in the rear? Yeah, okay, but
80 series diffs are terrible.
But the pinion, it's just like the Patrols. The Patrol...
And also, I don't think they are that big.
They can get big diffs, but the pinion support is the weak point. So it will always break there in the pinion, as far as I'm aware. Or the axles. It might have a big diff, but then it's got tiny axles.
There's nothing good about Land Cruiser diffs.
Oh, and another one. Maybe he clicked the refresh button.
Oops.
JCA National Construction.
Check
If anyone's after some construction work.
Check your bank account, bro. V-neck singlets for Lee. We could probably do one specially for you, bro.
Darcy said Harrop supercharged on an F100. Yeah, that would be a cool project. I actually think that, maybe I'm not allowed to say it, but I believe Harrop
I'm saying it
doing
Godzilla.
that. Oh no.
Harrop's actually building a Bronco
Bronco, that's it.
with
Yeah.
a Windsor with I don't know, maybe a 2300.
Webby style call out. I liked the Webby call out. I don't know why there was such controversy revolving that.
I didn't see that. I just heard people taking the piss out of it.
What
was it?
Oh, it was just a call out for the Street Outlaws.
What was wrong with it?
I don't know. I think he called $2,000 to race. I don't know who he called out, but nah, it's not going to happen. I've already said it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. How about this? Loan a subscriber car, travel to Super Cheap Auto, review the car on the journey, and then buy something for that car to make it better at Super Cheap next car. That's not a bad idea. I kind of do like
we've
that.
also we do have a sort of a car lined up,
Oh, do we?
but I won't.
Why don't you tell me this?
I just forgot, bro.
You forget everything.
What does Al think is worse, a 13B or an EJ25? Bruh. EJ25. Way worse.
Yeah, Land Cruiser Park, Crimbo. I did see there was...
Yeah,
that was a while back. They closed it for caravans or something. But
No, I think they were talking about making it into a camping reserve,
yeah,
which it already is, except you got something to do, which is
Yeah.
called forward driving. But yeah, hope that goes well for you.
streetcar culture. You actually did comment before and I missed that one.
I probably told him that I was
Yeah.
doing rotary things.
Yeah, okay.
Hook me up with an RX2 coupe for like, I don't know, $5,000 max. Let's do this.
Woody, idea for a motor swap for a Toyota BB under 30 seconds and go. What's a Toyota BB? I'm so confused.
It's like a Yaris with a square body, like
Like one of those NZ import things you showed me.
it's like one of those weird things like Patrick's got.
Um,
He's got the Nissan version.
Idea for a motor swap. Does it have to be Toyota? I'm assuming that it's front wheel drive. Let's go K24. Bam.
F40.
There you go. JCA Nationals hit the refresh button again. You're absolute legends. Keep up the insane builds. Or maybe he meant to write something and then didn't actually comment anything. Thank you, dude. You're a legend.
JCA National. Maybe he's on his work account.
I'm gonna Google that right now.
Just
JCA.
It's like, you're like our new best sponsor.
I've got a few messages already. Actually, speaking of that, Alan just said sponsor. I'd like to throw this out there. If you do have a business or you work with a business, I'll put my phone down. I'm just trying to Google JCA National Construction to see where you are. If you do have a business or you work for a business that can potentially be involved with the skid factory so that we can work together, then by all means, sing us out. Send us a shout out. Let's work together. We're not going to promote your nursery because as much as I love plants,
Kind of needs to be car based.
Plants
right?
don't involve on the skid factory, but
You love plants.
that's what I said. As much as I love plants, we're not gonna promote your nursery on the skid factory about cars. So, if you've got a car related business, anything to do with fabrication, whatever, or you work for someone, hey, have you guys thought about these guys? If you work for an oil company, give us a call. But that's what we're talking about.
Our lemonsquash racing oil contract is coming to an end.
It is coming for an end.
They ran out of extra lemons.
Can I get a cut of the whole saw shirts?
Oh, Dave.
Oh, David Fraser.
David
my
Fraser.
man. I don't have any photos of that to show. P.O. Box, care packages. It's something that we set up, but we never really promoted. I probably should put it in the description of our videos. P.O. Box 1133, Noosaville, BC 4566.
Yeah.
I will actually change that in the description. I believe you can get it on our website if you look at it. We've done the shout out before too. So if you do want to send us something, by all means, send us through some stuff. What are you laughing at? What have you found?
Dave said I can print you pictures of car parts.
Yeah. Super Sport bikes.
Woody's we're lucky Woody's alive as it is, and he's got a 400cc road bike.
It's not a Super Sport.
And also a 300cc dirt bike, which he's.
I got some new handlebars. You can't see it.
Yeah. The bike actually comes out a lot worse in the.
I bought a Honda CB 400. Awesome little bike. I love it. I put one of the mufflers off the Cox V-twin, and it sounds good. I love it. And I love bikes. My plan is to hopefully get that on the show and do a bit of a build on it. There's always been comments, I've seen some today too, about doing a bike build or something. I'd love to just get some more bike content out there, film us riding. We need to ride more because it's fun. We don't do it enough. And possibly like 2-stroke rebuilds or something.
I don't need to rebuild mine. It's brand new, and I just rebuilt it.
Dylan from Urban, thanks for tuning in, Dylan. Appreciate it. I think I've just actually cleared up of bruises since coming to gel blasting last time. I got smoked.
Sounds fun.
Show me the bicep. Tell me the tattoo on the inside of your bicep. It's a big phallus.
Why? It'd be creepy. Do you want me to get my pants off as well?
Boss 260 or Boss 290? No. So that
It's the
plan,
same thing.
that changed. Bought the XR8. See, there's so much footage that I've got that we never use either. Bought an XR8, pulled the engine out of it. That's actually gone to John for possibly his XC Ute, or he was just intrigued about the engine, wanted to pull it down and have a look at it. Yeah, maybe
So it's been replaced with the Coyote basically.
Yeah, the Fairlane's getting a Coyote instead of the Boss motor,
which is a much better engine.
Someone said turbocharger CD400. That's actually the idea. That was my idea. Turbo it, Haltech dash, a couple of little things here and there with it. Still have a nice bike that you can ride, and
a CDT Commodore. Hell yeah!
What's a CDT?
Country dealer team.
Oh, what about a HDT?
I'd love to see a country dealer team Commodore. Didn't they have like 6 cylinders in them though? That would be pretty ordinary. We do have a line on a Corsa special vehicles.
Commodore, which is out of Mildura. Pretty special sort of thing, hence the name. We may be doing some work on that later on in the year. We've been talking about it for a couple of years now, but if you got a really cool car, just message us and see.
Has to be really cool though. I'm not.
Got to
talking,
be cool.
I'm not talking about a
It's got to be Hakasuka cool.
Yeah.
Or VL HDT
or 1989 Toyota Crown. Cool.
or Pajero.
Pajero, yeah. There's another comment from thank you Anthony Carroll, fixing stuff. Appreciate the support. Idea for your wife's car racing challenge.
Woody hasn't
That's-
wifed it yet, so
I haven't wifed it just yet, but I will soon. Love you, Zoe. That was an idea Al actually pitched with the Z32 and then my MA70, possibly having a bit of a challenge. But
that's a good idea.
I'm not gonna lie.
But he doesn't want to give his secrets.
No, it's more about I'd like to get Zoe out in a car first, and everyone who's got you understand, unless he misses a grip in motorsport, I wouldn't trust Zoe driving a fast car.
No, I wouldn't trust Heidi driving a fast car.
Neither. Yeah,
She
well,
can clip around about like a boss. And
No,
Porsche, but no idea about much else.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm not getting any dinner tonight. Oh,
someone said sick hat, Al. Do you work for Nava or what?
probably.
Al got the Nava hat at Summer Nuts.
I've got like heaps of Nava hats, so I'm just using them up.
F1 or F2 sidecar. We'll be happy to help organise it. What's a F1 or F2 sidecar? What's that?
I don't know what that is, and neither does Woody. But I do like your Pulp Fiction Samuel L. Jackson thing.
Coyote, Matt Anson, you might have tuned in a bit late. And yes, we're doing a Coyote build in my 1962 compact Fairlane, which I brought over from the States. Talk Cub said, leave the shit Commodores to us. If you like,
it's not a shit Commodore. That's a sick Commodore.
if you like Commo stuff, please do check out Talk Hub Media on YouTube. They've got plenty of good videos on there, and
WA boys,
releasing frequent content too.
good watching.
Jesse Thomas Brown said stock cars one day here in NZ. Stock cars, maybe not, but someone G'd me up recently to drive in a speedway car here. I forget where they were.
You didn't tell me about that.
You know, a Gimpy, what, you want to do it?
No.
I would probably be keen to do it.
Laugh at you doing it.
But it's also, I would hate to be driving someone's asset and then potentially crash it. So, it would be, yeah.
VN Club Sport. I give you $50.
I imported my Fairlane through a bloke named Leighton, and the business was called Muscle Car Imports, but I don't believe Leighton's doing it anymore. Is Benny a guy to chat to about that? No. Probably not so
Benny
much.
would probably know. But
Benny's probably got an idea, but probably don't pester him with
50
questions.
people asking him that.
Maybe, what about Iron Chef? No?
Yeah, it's called Iron Block Inputs.
Okay.
That's the name of the American one.
Okay. Iron Block Imports. There you go. Give those guys a hit up if you are wanting to import a vehicle from the US. Fox Bodies is sick, by the way.
Bodies are sick.
Mr. Wright, remember the Daihatsu Woody? I was in the car in the footage somewhere. Yeah, dude, can you post that on our page or something? Because yeah, I don't think I've even got footage of that. I think I asked you to send it to me. Maybe you did send it to me and I don't have it anymore. Yeah, the whole point of the stock cars being smashed and bashed is what I don't like about it. I want to be safe. I got scared enough bloody racing down a street in the Red Bull Billy Cart, let alone being in a bloody stock car. UFO Sorcery Engineering tuning in. Hopefully that Barra 32's up and running and getting going. Harry has commented, $2.99. Thank you for your support, Harry. You boys attending Street Alloys in Willowbank. Unfortunately, I will not be attending unless I get free tickets because that is crazy pricing, and I don't follow Street Outlaws myself. I've got no.
Can we even watch it? I don't. Isn't it like
It's Discovery channels. You have to have Discovery
geo-shaped
to
or
watch
something,
it.
so you can't?
So, he's arguably our best man at the wedding. Nah, he'll be coming.
No, he's a jerk.
He'd be seated right at the back though. Yeah, I don't. The Street Outlaws thing is I don't follow it myself, and I just don't.
It's not. It's way out of our wheelhouse. Like it.
Yeah.
They're not street cars. There's nothing street about it. They're $500,000 race cars. So I don't understand why they call it something that it isn't, and people believe it.
AU Falconer Archie. Apparently, I'm not too sure. I haven't been following up with Archie stuff, but apparently it may be
Isn't it supposed to be
towards the end of
getting
its
close?
life. Yeah, so
It's going to be a really nice housing estate soon.
jumping into an AU at Archie potentially is a great idea. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should both do that. Let's get Gus down Archfield and smash some walls.
I don't even know what a Gallo 12 is, but I assume a Gallo 24 is twice as big.
Get this. That's a bloody Fast and Furious comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben McDonald's a $5 donation. Thank you for the support, dude. Went for laps with Millsy in the Bedford at Summernats. Does he have an OnlyFans? Millsy does not have an OnlyFans, but he does have.
He might.
You reckon?
I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to see
But
it.
Millsy does have a epic towing business which is called Enthusiast Towing, and I believe he is changing the name to Veterans Towing soon. If you're on the East Coast and need a vehicle moved around, if you're in Brizzy, wherever, consider Millsy to move your pride and joy.
Extremely careful about what he does. Very pedantic man, so you're going to be in good hands.
V35 at Archie, way better. I can't drive with Brian.
V35. Who's Brian?
I'm guessing it's a Fast and Furious thing again. Yeah, Isaac, the Barra is going into my Crown wagon. This is teasers too. Hope you didn't want to know this. What else can we give away, Alan? What else has been going on?
No, they'll forget about it by the time we get around to doing it. So.
In the last video, I haven't actually seen a comment. I haven't even read the comment section this afternoon, but I was standing next to a Duramax. We've got 2 Duramax builds coming up, and both of them are pretty epic.
Very different.
Yeah, very different.
Same engine, very different everything else. My God, all you guys do is work on Duramax.
Yeah. Benny's new Crown build, Matt David's. Benny's more than capable of working on cars by himself, so we won't be needing to get involved.
Where's that?
It was a bit further. I've seen it a few times popping up now.
Oh, dude, Benny can do anything we can do.
Yeah. Benny's very talented. Red Bull Soapbox happening again in the future. The Red Bull plane thingamajigger, what's that called?
No,
What
we're
was
not
that
doing
called?
that.
That was...
Get Murray to do that.
I tried to talk myself into that, but we didn't get an invite, so...
It's like the jump off a wharf and crash into the ocean with a poorly built plane on top of you. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Seems like a long name.
Yeah. Al did sell the 6BT Cummins. Yes, it's a comment that I've also seen pop up a couple of times.
6BT Cummins is
Where did it
mostly
go?
invested into the Crown. Again, how many people just build a car and never sell it, and then build another one and end up with
The Hoff.
$1 million? Yeah, the Hoff. He answered my question.
I did think about putting a diesel in the Crown, Brendan. I thought about Toyota diesels and potentially the BMW 6-cylinder diesel, but again, it's going to be too much money for...
He wants it to be fast.
Yeah, I do want it to be fast. Why did you choose a supercharger for turbos over the Crown?
Because I had never had a supercharged car, and the opportunity arose, and I most certainly do not regret it because it's an amazing piece of engineering and works so good. It's just the best.
Our Z32. Yeah, let's cover that. Let's talk about that for a bit.
It's still under a sheet.
What was your plan? What was the outcome?
The plan is to put an engine and gearbox in it, but I don't know what that is yet, and probably won't do it for a couple of years because we've got way too much other stuff to do. So I'm concentrating on getting Woody's car to not be the slowest thing on the road, and then
Not doing much concentrating.
finish some other, like another car that sort of friend Patrick has that I owe some time to, so gets that sort of stuff done and do it later.
So Patrick, once we get cars out of the shed, my car comes in, then we'll do that. Then when there's no more cars,
That wasn't the deal.
then Patrick's car comes in. What have you told him?
You said as soon as Kevin's moving.
Yeah, but my car's coming in before that.
Yeah, and then it's going in here.
So we're doing Kevin, then my car, then Patrick's.
Well, both.
Kevin and my car, and then Patrick's.
Your car will be in here when Patrick's car's in here.
And Kevin's gone.
It's not a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see that we're males and we don't communicate. Because it's the first time.
Where are we going to put all these cars?
There's another one at the front. That's what I said. I was like, what's going on with that? Will we see another four-wheel drive build again? Yeah, hopefully we'll be doing some more four-wheel drive stuff. I'd love to. I want to readdress the Pajero. I want to put some Harrop blockers in there. And
I've still got
Just-
another patrol, but I don't want
what even happened to that? More US stuff. Jason Chevelle. Good surname for that. Oh, it's probably not your surname. You probably own a Chevelle. Can you do more US stuff? That Nova was cool. It inspired me to take the 283 out of my Chevelle and put in 387. Didn't even read your comment. Should have read first. We will be having Cam's Nova come back, hopefully, maybe this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's going to be coming back to work on that. And I mean, look,
Well, your car's a US
my 62 Fairlane's also a US car, yeah, and it's also a two-door, which people love over there. So, yeah. Turbo brick build. Maybe. Volvo's cool.
A Volvo or a Mini?
Oh, another turbo brick, so yeah, obviously Volvo.
Love the channel, guys. Do you still make a living off the channel itself?
That's
Do you guys? Yes.
that's what we're doing.
This is our job. This is our full-time job. This is what we do.
18 Barron, Bedford.
I can't keep these comments. My eyes are kind of hurting a little bit here. I can't like keep up. Yeah, you're doing the squint and lean also.
There's way too much. Wow, there's like 4 questions in one there.
No one knows anything about a Maserati bi-turbo. Pretty much guarantee that.
Twin turbo UZ and A70. I'm gonna cover this before too. I want to go M54 or possibly B58, depending on what I can get a hold of and what I can do. I want a manual transmission.
You got to build like.
I know.
200 cars before.
Yeah, I know.
What do you daily drive? Woody daily drives his actual cars that you see on the show.
Pajero, Crown, and my motorbike.
And I don't go anywhere, so I don't really daily drive anything, but I have a BT50, like a new one.
Thanks, Woody. Go local and swap $60 for another car, whatever you guys decide to do with the tune. Thank you, Brendan. How do you make YouTube a full-time gig? So, Matt, it's the same old question. Everyone that, iPhone, same old question. Every time you meet someone, it's like, what do you do for a job? I'll always say mechanic, because as soon as you say, oh, I've got a YouTube channel, it opens up a can of worms of comments. And the first one is, oh, you make a living out of that? It's not, the YouTube AdSense itself isn't what pays the bills. Everyone has this idea that because you're a YouTuber that you earn squillions of dollars like Mr. Beast, but it's like, It's not like that at all. We're not getting millions of views on our videos, and we're not earning millions of dollars. But a combination of YouTube. We also have a Patreon page. Shout out to all our Patreon supporters who support us monthly. YouTube, Patreon, and merchandise, combined also with sponsorship and sponsors supporting the channel. Those 4 items combined is what accumulates into a kitty, and we get paid from that. So in a nutshell, that's basically how to explain it, and to the 1,000 people that are listening, that's how it is. So someone just commented, what's the hourly rate for work? The work we're doing on cars is for our friends, so there's not you can't charge for what we're doing, because we're sitting here drinking beer, doing a live stream right now. Like, not that we're not working on anyone's car, but
That's not how.
you can drink into you can say
That's not how it works. We don't charge for the jobs that we do. People just pay what it costs for the. Like, they don't pay us labour. Let's just say that. It's just the way that we do it, because we earn what we need to earn from YouTube. So that's how we do it, and we don't go through a lot of work. So it's just, we rely on making good content and keeping everyone happy, sponsors and viewers and all that, and it works for us. So it's, I don't know.
You said enough. That's it. Yeah.
It's
We
don't really know why it works. It just does for us.
Pitloon Garage has asked, where do you list all the mods that have gone into a car? Do you just rely on memory? Well, there's this thing called YouTube where we make videos and post the videos on there, and that's what we do. We did start a notepad which we were meant to be filling out for each build and kind of keep on track, which we need to get better at doing, because it is a great idea. And there's some people out there that build cars that have everything lined up, and
they know everything
about the car, everything they've purchased. It's all in a notepad, which is a great idea.
They're far smarter than we are and more organised.
There's just a couple of bogans that build cars, and
I've got so much stuff running around in my head at once. It's it just falls out the side, and then I've forgotten. So
we rewatch the stuff. Yeah, we actually do, and people will ask us questions on the show about vehicles. Hey, I've got a VL with an RB30 and saw this. What camshaft did you use? But it's literally covered in the video. So
yeah,
you go back to the video, you either copy the link and send it to them, or you just watch it yourself and go, oh, that was a Kelford cam. It was actually a Camtech, wasn't it? Camtech's no longer, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was a reground cam that was broken,
that was right,
and then we got a Kelford for it.
Yeah.
Not a Kelford, a Camtech. Yeah. Someone asked up back a bit what we think about drive-by-wire throttle, and because I believe I've seen something like this on the internet about Cletus not using drive-by-wire and removing it and putting cable throttles on everything. It's like absolutely ridiculous that you would remove a drive-by-wire throttle and use a cable. It's far superior to any cable and far safer, and the only reason they do it is because they've probably got a product they want to sell that happens to be a cable throttle. So it is literally the greatest thing that you could have on a car. It's so many problems are solved with drive-by-wire throttle.
Is it because I won't mention name brands, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. The ECUs that he is using, they don't support drive-by-wire as well as a Haltech does, or is that?
I think they are using a Haltech on it. I'm assuming you're talking about that Godzilla engine. I don't know. There's no.
I've seen so many builds.
Get a better ECU.
It's like
Haltech drive-by-wire is absolutely flawless. Like you're mad not to use it.
Was it a car show? It was a Tirana. LX Tirana had an LSA in it, and then it had don't know what brand it was, something cable throttle on it. And I'm like, so why would you not just use the drive-by-wire throttle on it? It's just like why. I'm assuming it would have a factory ECU. Can you adapt that?
It may
Is it too
have
hard?
an old cable ECU in it.
Oh, okay. So they're using like a 5.7 ECU to tune it or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yep. There's a JCA. I'm gonna look it up. JCA
No.
National Construction. JCA National Construction.
Sand pots. Do we do paid builds for customers? No, we don't. We don't have time for that. We're flat out getting the stuff that we need to do done for the show. So
You got to comment and let us know where you're from, JCA National Construction, so we can give you a good shout out. Or has he just done this? What's that? Has he made that emoji thing? Is that what's going on? Thanks for the support, dude. We really do appreciate it.
what's is McFlurry the fox body that they're putting a Godzilla in? I don't know. It's like code. 94 VR wanting to do a 6-litre swap. 6-litre, sure, yeah. You just need the starter motor to be on the other side. So there's a couple of different versions of that. Be prepared to grind the block to get the starter motor to fit properly before you put it in and have to do it in the car, because they rarely fit without grinding the block. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. You'll probably need to put the aircon in a different spot if you need aircon, because it won't fit down beside the rail. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward.
Fumbles 13 just said probably because his company Motion Rags Works sells cable throttle bodies.
Yeah,
Marketing 101.
I said that's
Yeah.
what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only reason.
And Darcy said,
Why don't they
Holly-
sell drive-by-wire throttle bodies?
Holly doesn't control the gearbox. I'm not going to repeat your comment, Jimmy, but no, it's not. Getting an axle out of the rehab on a WRX 05, any tricks? It won't budge with the sledgehammer.
Out of the rear hub. You're never getting it out. Leave the nut
Yeah, that's what I
one turn undone and drive a car for a week, and you might have a hope. But yeah, this is very, very common.
When we did the Liberty the other day, like the first thing is we're not going to do the diff because the shafts won't come out, but luckily they'd been removed before, so they did come out. But actually, did you grease them back up before you put them back in?
Most certainly did.
Yeah, okay. I didn't
Grease
know
the
that.
eyeballs out of them if you're lucky enough to get them out.
Drive-by-wire steering. Oh, Daiwa or Shimano? How about both, Matt? I got both. Not really a brand name guy.
What do you think of drive-by-wire steering? I mean, my Utes sort of got it. It steers for you and stuff. I don't know. It probably works fine in a factory engineered car, but I don't think I'd be trying to fit it to the crown. It's still mechanically connected anyway.
Garage AU said the lag from the pedal to the butterfly.
That's
It's so fast.
absolute rubbish.
You don't even. You will never even notice it.
The slack in the throttle cable would be more than the lag of a electronic throttle. If it's got lag in it, it's because it's programmed into it. That's all there is to it.
Storm Hawks HD. Thank you for the donation. What's the most underrated rear-wheel drive sports car in your eyes? I think it's the 1984 Celica A60s because nobody seems to appreciate it. And that's like the Celica Supra Mustang thing, A60.
Well,
No?
Celica is... Yeah, it'd be an MA60 if it was a Supra, or RA or SA60 if it was a Celica. I don't know why they're underrated. They're probably... Well, they look cool. But I don't know. What do you mean by rated? Driving looks?
I'd like underrated rear-wheel drive sports car. I think let's go modern. The 86 BRZ. Everyone gives them shit. Everyone gives them crap, but they are such a great car. And if or when they do become a bit more affordable, I would love to get a hold of one and use it as a track car or something because they are such a good platform.
It's the same old story. They build an absolutely amazing engineering vehicle that does everything that it should and exactly what they said it would do. Then people buy it and want it to do something that they didn't say it was going to do. Then kids buy them and put neons under them and wrecked them, and then 10 years later you can't find one that you can actually use as a good race car. It's the age-old story.
Alexander's commented, what do you think about maintaining AC in an engine conversion? Worth working through the original vacuum system going standalone unit. Al hates
Bro,
aircon because it makes everything
I hate
complicated.
aircon because it makes it so much harder to do an engine swap. Unless it's a modern car that has aircon and you're putting a reasonably modern engine in it. Like Woody's car, the Crown, no problem at all. Like it's a modern car and it's already got aircon, and the engine you're putting in it already has aircon. It's all, serpentine belt driven. It'll just fit. But trying to put aircon in a car like the Crown, no way.
Where it's not going to work, yeah.
Just drive your new car. No one's driving that as a daily driver. Just drive your new car, and if you want aircon,
there you go. Electric aircon, ever seen it any good? Anthony Carroll fixing stuff. Thanks again for the donation. We haven't done it. Gav did want to put it into the Hacko, which we kind of made room for, and potentially
slowly slid out of the way as he was talking about it.
So I'm just going to step out.
Electric aircon isn't electric. It's just an electric compressor.
It's electric still. Yeah, it's not.
The rest of it is still
it's an electric motor carrying the compressor.
Same as aircon is a complicated. Well, it's not that complicated, but it's you're using a type of gas and you're changing its state, absorbing heat and releasing heat, and it's still complicated as far as you've got to have the evaporator and the condenser and the pump and the fans and all that stuff, and just moving the compressor from being belt driven off the engine is like a very small amount of the story when it comes to fitting it.
I saw a question someone's asked a few times, and I'll finally answer it. Our first cars. My first car was technically a Nissan Exa. I bought that with my eldest brother for... How much did we pay, Matt? I think it was $800. My brother will comment, I believe.
CAD?
No, it was
E15.
E15 ET. I told I had a buggered turbo. Replaced the turbo, still smoked. Replaced the turbo, still smoked. Then we replaced the head gasket,
Maybe it was
still smoked. And that was because we were buying second-hand turbos because they were all cooked. That, or there was just so much oil within like the exhaust manifold and dump pipe that it was just smoky still. Then I bought an S12 after that, Gazelle, Nissan S12, which funnily enough our mate Ryan ended up buying it off him and figured it out a little while after. So screw you, Ryan, for ripping me off. And your first car was a 1000, wasn't it?
Datsun 1000 or a B10 Sunny, as they're called, not in Australia. I wanted to buy another one and put a rotary in it, but my wife won't let me. It's probably a reasonable. I don't really need another old car, to be honest.
Stormhawks has said, speaking of Woody's Crown, I have a 1G GTE spare. If he wants any bits, would recommend the J166B.
Would you like to buy a...
Would you like to buy a 1G GZE?
We definitely don't need that anymore.
The plan was originally for my wagon. I got that like 5 years ago, and I bought. Yeah, Matt said I reckon it was $800. I bought that 5 years ago, and at the same time of buying the wagon, I also went out and bought an FG turbo engine. I organised I bought a 9-inch actually too. It was a 31 spline 9-inch I bought off Marketplace for bugger all. And then I organised the gearbox to be built from our mate Mark Trellau up here on the coast. Shout out to Mark. He probably shouldn't have said his surname. Doesn't really matter, does it? Oh well. Mark builds epic gearboxes. We're doing a video with him tomorrow. Then plans changed. I had no money. I couldn't continue on with the build. So that all went to crap, and that's why the barrow's up in the corner there. And after I finally was like, bugger this, I love that Crown wagon so much I'll paint it, the idea then changed to JZ. So I went and bought JZ plates, JZ 130. Now to find a JZ at a reasonable price, unfortunately just wasn't going to marry up to what I've already got, which is a perfectly good engine. Then we moved back to, then I moved actually on to working with what I've got, which is the 1G GZE. Let's turbo that engine, blow through the supercharger, compound setup, something weird. Oh no, we actually tossed up the idea of compound JZ. Remember that? We're going to put
a proper engine, but
we were going to build a JZ, and
which
then,
was that one,
yeah, which was going to be Kevin's one.
which is technically Dave's.
Thanks, Dave. And then put that in the Crown Wagon with a Harrock 2650, and then like a God knows what size turbo, but Al will tell you. But too much money, too hard. Let's turbo the 1G GZE. Finding parts for a 1G is really hard. That's why I went.
bought a turbo for it. It's over there.
That's it is. That's the one up on the shelf. Oh, it's just out of view.
It's just out of view. It's just there somewhere.
Unfortunately,
There.
that engine just can't get parts for, so we went, bugger this, let's go back to Barra, and that's what we're doing.
It just makes more sense.
The 1G, honestly, man, you can't, it needs a water pump. Can't find a water pump. All right, let's put an electric water pump on it. That's all well and good. But then
can't do that because everything runs off the water pump.
Yeah, that's another thing too. You need to make up a pulley. It's it's going to be way too much buggering around.
Yo, Martin's here.
Alonomics at its finest. Marty knows what's up. It's exactly right.
Dude,
it's Alonomics.
Everyone knows what Alonomics are.
And I did a voiceover today for a video too. It's funny. The recycling of parts. We use an oil cooler. You owe me an oil cooler, by the way, because I blew one of mine up. We used 2 oil coolers on the Supercox. One of them blew up, and the other one almost blew up, but it didn't quite. Didn't. Pop
We
yet.
only blew one of yours up, but it didn't.
No, didn't we blow the first one up?
No, that was the one that I kept for 10 years and then it exploded.
Then we put on.
No, we didn't.
Oh no, we didn't.
No, we
Yeah,
kept the blown up one and I just hammered it back into shape.
Tim said he's a Cody getting a G42 1200. What about twin G42s? Is that going to work? That can work, can't it?
I think it'd probably get twin 40s or something like that would
Yeah.
work. But yes, it's been turbo.
Anthony Carroll, thank you again for the support. Will it fit my Honda Rage real? Well, Martin's in the chat too.
Martin's here. He'll vouch for it. I don't care about Hondas. There's no rage.
Someone's going to use the IS200 1G VVTi pump.
No, you can't.
As far as I'm aware, the block is the same apparently, the old school blocks compared to a new school block, but the setup for the supercharger is very complex. But after seeing Benny's recent video on the hybrid, they also run a really gnarly, a 10 PK belt with that weird hybrid setup. So potentially, that alternator could also be similar, but.
So the water pump is the front of it's machined to have pulleys going over the top of that are idlers for other things, so some things are counter-rotating, the other things aren't, and it's pretty crazy. But anyway, it's not a great engine anyway, and it's best off not trying to break it because they're pretty thin on the ground now, so it'd probably be better off moving it on to someone that could use it.
Go into
as a
good
replacement. It's just not a big enough engine for that car.
Yeah.
It weighs as much as an FG Falcon, so putting a Barra in it is probably a more sensible thing.
Phil Tremble has commented, the new drive-by-wire steering has no shaft to the rack. It uses an electric motor to turn the wheels. What vehicles are they in? So what can you use it for?
It's probably a Mercedes or something.
So can you run that via a Nexus or something too? Also, how big is it?
I've no idea. I wouldn't even entertain that, to be
Way
honest.
too bulky to work. Pitloon Garage with a $50 donation. Thank you for the support, dude. My question earlier was a bit cheeky. Since I'm working on an app that is a digital garage for recording mods, etc.
Yeah, that sounds like
Cheers,
a sweet
lads.
idea.
Love the show.
Digital garage for recording mods. Yeah, that sounds good. Except for no one wants to know how much they spent.
It's actually funny because my brother Julian preached the same idea to me about kind of the same thing about a digital app for vehicles and service history and modifications so that it's forever recorded, but I don't know how you'd work around getting that through dealerships and getting people's personal information because that'd be a bit too hard, I think. I don't think you can actually... Yeah, you couldn't just go and get someone's details like that. JCA National Construction, once again with a massive donation. JCA National Construction works all over Australia. We have just started an Instagram and website. Well, definitely give you a follow right now. How about that, mate? Go on, answer some questions while I'm phoning Alan.
Sneaky Pete, if that's his real name. Everyone must love your 8-ball content. I heard lots of people taking that so nuts. Righto, bro. I should have read that first. Yes.
There you go, follow. Specialist in complete home renovations, extensions, commercial fit-outs and property maintenance.
Raz Cav, engine swapper Tesla. I'm not going to
Actually-
see me anytime soon,
actually-
so I don't know why you would.
I saw his comment before and it's a good one. You can answer it for us, Al. And you guys can also give us your opinion on it. Electric cars, Alan. What's your thoughts?
I would 100% get a Model 3 Tesla or
Actually,
something
stop.
like that.
Hang on. Stop. What was your thoughts before you went in Muzz's car?
Oh, I'd been in one before that. My thoughts on electric cars is that you either have electric or you have ICE. I don't really think that hybrids make a great deal of sense because you've now got a car that's got both sets of technology in it that can both fail, whereas you just do one or the other. Friends of mine, a few friends of mine have got Teslas, and to be honest, they seem to work pretty well. And if you're just driving, your wife's driving into town to pick up the kids or whatever, and doing that sort of stuff, that it certainly makes a lot of sense. But everything except the price, they're pretty expensive. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't bother doing anything else with them. It's basically you're making a commuter vehicle that is efficient, not. I just don't understand why people try to romanticize an electric car because there's just nothing romantic about them.
Oh.
It's literally, it's like sitting on a train that goes, drives off and going, hell yeah, this is like lots of fun. It's not. It's just a device to get you there.
What Alan said is exactly the same thing. I would own the hell out of one. I actually haven't been in one ever. Never been in a Tesla. Never been in an electric car. The closest thing to electric's like a Sydney hybrid taxi. I would own one for the purpose of daily driving and or my partner to daily drive to and from work. For sure, but yeah, they've got their purpose. It's not the kind of car that you're going to road trip in. Although it's doable now, there is charge stations up and down the coast. I wouldn't do it, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why some people want it to be one or the other, but to me it's not. I'll still have the Crown until I'm dead, and there might not be any new ICE engines by then, but the cars aren't going away.
Electric dirt bikes, also a potential thing. But man, imagine being
electric dirt bikes make sense from the point of view of still being able to go riding because of noise.
Yeah.
Even though two-stroke dirt bikes are very quiet, actually, they're not. Well, the ones we have are.
Imagine
yours is horrible. You need to get a new one.
New bike. I'm gonna fix mine.
Or a muffler.
Imagine being stuck in a gully that's wet and slippery that you can't get out of, and you waste all your battery trying to get out, and then your battery goes flat, and you're in the middle of Kenilworth somewhere, and you got to drink your own piss because you're stuck. Could you imagine that?
That's almost like having like a carbureted 4-stroke that just decides to conk out.
Same thing.
And then you got to drink your own piss.
Someone mentioned hydrogen. I don't know enough about hydrogen to comment about that. Isn't it like hydrogen's obviously very explosive too? So isn't it very dangerous?
It's hard to store.
Yeah.
Volatile and hard to store.
Someone said Ford Escape and the new Chevy trucks have steer-by-wire. Thank you, Phil Tremble, for the donation. I definitely reckon we'll look into that.
I'm definitely not going to do it though.
Why not? What
Because
is it practical?
even my doggy engineer would never let that pass.
Do you guys look at a 1G FE water pump from ICE 200? Same block as 1G. Smart to move on for the 1G. Used to have one of my Z20 Saw, but now 1JZ. Smart move Jaeger 86 for the 1JZ conversion.
How good is Z20 Saws? Man,
Hell yeah.
love those.
Got your halves in one.
I remember driving one when
Got
I
your
was.
halves in one. That can be a.
I reckon I would have been
expensive
like
drift car.
22 or something, so it wouldn't have been very old. and it was like the sickest car. It had a 7M GTE in it, which was actually the top of the range. It was so good.
Someone said before about Bribey. I've actually never been to Bribey. Only Woody would drink his piss when it's anyway. That's actually a Millsy thing. That's why I got it from Millsy. Someone mentioned about Bribey. I've never been to Bribey. I've only ever been to Sandstone Point. As far as I've been, didn't even go on the bridge. We went out in the tinny with actually Adam Rogash from MPW. He was up on holidays. Went for a fish out there, but never been to Bribery. Had a trip planned at the start of the year when I had a holiday, but didn't quite make it there because I slipped on the rocks and cut my hands on oysters and came home early. Caught a big brim though. It was stonker. Would have been close to 40. Shit you not. It was massive. It was huge. On 6 pound too. No shit.
I don't care about fishing at all. So
Love it. Love it.
Hearing Woody talk about fishing is just like a...
So good.
It's like...
Never been
imagine
overseas,
what my
Woody.
wife hears when I talk about cars. Blah, 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 blah.
I have been overseas. Brad Griffin been to the States. Or are you taking the piss? He's taking the piss. Must be.
Where is he?
He said, wait, you've never been overseas, Woody. And he's talking about Bribey being overseas, I think.
Doesn't Bribey have a bridge? Oh, yeah, it does too. Who's my engineer?
Don't cover that, man. It's fine. Let's go in there.
You can, if you want. He's on the chat.
He's there.
He ain't hiding anything. There's nothing wrong with anything that we've done with engineering. It's legit. I wouldn't do it if not. How more obvious can you be but be on the internet?
Brad Griffin said taking the piss. Taking the piss means like you're having a joke, you're having a laugh. Obviously, you don't get the joke. Okay, yes, I have been overseas. I've been to Japan, New Zealand, and the US of A, and also Indonesia. And no, that's it.
Indonesia? You mean Bali, bro?
But we want to go to Gadabil. So let's go to Norway. Is it Norway? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, Rudy is back in the country.
Oh, I did say that he was.
He needs to come
He's on a
visit.
holiday though, no?
Yeah, but he's here, so
So you should visit us.
never mind us. We're just chatting between ourselves.
This is the communication thing we were going on about before. Yeah, Japan is great, Peter, and if Martin's still in the chat, very jealous of the trips they do. It's so cool to see what Marty and Blair get up to over there, and it's definitely motivation. Pardon me, definitely motivation to get over there. Intercooler pipes, Nick's not going to happen. Said this at the start. If you just tuned in,
What's this
not
for?
Intercooler pipe,
On what?
scullings.
Ah, the drinking. Woody's driving home, and I'm not doing it. I'm responsible.
Come and salt Pajero. Nah.
The 4M41 is an excellent engine. That's what people should be putting into patrols, and not bloody 4JJs.
Yeah, Kenilworth Cruise. Let's go, Guy. What's going on? 19th of Feb. Keen as. I spoke to the guy today, actually. Apparently it's going to be a massive turnout. So, keen as. Alright. Too many questions coming in. Can't keep up. God's Engine 4M41. It is. It definitely is.
Not even joking, it's a great engine. And seriously, I don't know why they made stuff for Isuzu engines. It sounds like it's just a fanboy thing, but a 4M41 is far easier to get. There's zillions of Pajeros around that, like wrecked Pajeros. They do everything and more than most of those sized engines do. Aaron, I'm not hating on the 4JJ1. It's just that it's not any better than a 4M41, but it's more expensive and harder to get.
Got Matt Northway in the chat. What's up, Matt? We were just discussing potential New Zealand trip in the future.
Call us, Matt.
Got to come up with an idea for that still.
Ethel. Ooh. Ma Wendy. Ethel just got here because he was having a nap.
Ethel, I downloaded all these pictures for the starting screen. Hang on, I'm going to put it up now. And they basically made a slideshow for you to just like stay tuned. And you were in one of them, and I was going to Photoshop a phallus
Do you even need to?
onto you, but yeah, unfortunately I forgot. Well, fortunately for you, I forgot. There's going to be a big yellow one. Quick text making a comeback. Yes, keen for quick text, but it's just hard to cover stuff. Sometimes I'll come up with an idea to cover something, but as much as everyone thinks Al knows everything in the world about cars,
I don't know everything at all.
it's hard to cover sometimes specific topics that Al isn't comfortable with explaining, because Al will then just be sharing the wrong knowledge. So, suppose, I don't know, we can do quick text on stuff that Al knows, and we can do it on our behalf, I suppose, like how we do it. It's kind of what we do on YouTube anyway.
I don't like talking about stuff that I'm not, unless I really know about it from experience. I don't like talking about it because you can regurgitate information pretty easily, but unless you've been in there and busted your knuckles and replaced it 17 times, and that's when you know about it. Someone said most overrated engine, but I don't know where to start for that. You probably have to give me is this engine overrated?
What time are we finishing? James Bartolo. Well, I said that album at
Maths.
6 o'clock.
Oh, damn.
What's maps? Oh, Married at First Sight.
Oh,
My
wow.
missus is probably at... No, she's been home from work. We're watching the same thing.
Probably need it. You sure? You sure?
Zoe actually doesn't watch it.
Are you married yet?
No.
So you might want to reconsider.
Aaron asked about mounting the spotlights on my Pajero. I didn't cover it too much on the show, but basically you take the bar off. At the front of the chassis rail, there's kind of like two caps. I actually cut the front of the chassis rail off, flipped them around so there was more room.
Second time,
And
every
then-
time.
And then... Why are you saying that? It was fine.
You buggered up the first one.
Oh, on the other side.
Oh, was it you buggered
Cutting
up
the
the
bar.
second one or the first one?
Cutting
One of
the
them's
bar out.
perfect and the other
Yeah.
one's not quite. No.
Yeah, then I just welded some brackets onto the front of the chassis rails, like the front of the body basically. So I would love to make up some different... Matt's saying sit closer. What? We've been sitting on this the whole time.
Yes.
No, leave it. Don't touch it. Would like to make up my own bar, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen either. Just lots of time, and it's a Pajero, so...
I don't even know what a V6 Ford Duratec is. What is it? It's probably, if it's a Ford, like English V6, it's probably not very good.
Yeah, so this is from last time.
VK's a new LS. No, not really. They're way bigger, way more expensive to build. Probably make just as much power as a LS of the same size, but if I ever arm wrestled Woody,
Al would smoke me, or how bad did he beat him? Yeah, Al would. It's not very strong muscular wise. If no one's ever noticed that. Skinny. I like to say I'm skinny even though I'm a fatty now.
you keen for Aussie Drag Weeks? Yeah, Nick, I've entered the road trip.
Ian should also enter.
Ian's probably going to be like flying rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong or something.
Shout out to our mate Nick Kluwer, who's in the comments section, for getting all that footage from Power Cruise on the weekend. You wouldn't be seeing Ian racing the Liberty at the track.
The
if it weren't
Liberty,
for Nick, so.
Liberty probably wouldn't be going because Nick's done most of
And
the
then
electrical
Nick,
work
actually,
on
I
it.
jumped back on the Google Drive this morning to realise that there was the in-car GoPro footage, which I never actually saw. So I've downloaded that, and maybe I'll make some shorts out of it or something. But that was with my mate Aaron, and his missus in the back.
Lee Catton, thanks for the $2. He says, any thoughts on it too, Jay? I think probably the best thing about them is they come on boost.
Ooh. Let's change Lee's turbo. Let's just change that turbo. Can we just do that?
He deserved that.
I got a GT 4094 that would make it worse if you want to do that.
What do I think about the 4.5 Cummins? I have no experience with them, but I'm sure they work pretty well. The only thing that's wrong with them, and I did consider them before I did my own Cummins swap back in the day, it's so much money, and you can guarantee that just getting a 12 valve P pump or whatever and sticking that in is going to be better.
Justin's commented will be a follow-up on Timmy's Datsun with the G40. Yes, we will follow up on Timmy's Datto when it eventually gets tuned. So you got that booked in with the Hoff? What's the go?
It's booked in for February sometime, so we probably need to keep Timmy on board about that.
We'll go down and see the Hoff again. Actually, someone commented before about not using the Hoff, but the thing you've got to understand is with the Hoff that he's 2.5 hours away from us, and Kai is a 25-minute drive or 15-minute drive for me from home. So super close. Kai also goes above and beyond for us with fitting us in when we need. So using Kai is just a lot easier for us. But we are excited to go and see the Hoff to tune some more vehicles in the future. Robin Sheedy, thank you for the donation. ZF 8-speed into a 1HD 80 series. Any appetite? Look up.
That's definitely a job for...
Look up 8hp.com or 8speedswap.com, which is our mate Andrew at 0 to 60 YouTube channel. He's been doing some work, lots of work with the 8HP, and he can definitely point you in the right direction for potentially getting a bell housing adapter made. But hang on, ZF box. That's not a 8HP, is it? No.
Yeah.
Is it? Isn't it just ZF8 though?
ZF8 HP.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, well there you go.
Always,
I'm a derp-tard.
Always learning.
Glenn Casey, I believe you are a Patreon also, and thank you for the support, for the donation.
TNT 4x4, what EFI kit would you recommend for a small block Chev running 650 horsepower? Well, 650 horsepower from a small block Chev is nothing to sneeze at. That probably needs some pretty serious engine management. I don't want to give anything away, but you probably should just wait a week or two for this VL episode, and that might be relevant to you. There's a lot of ways
3 weeks
to go with modernising old engines. We love doing it, and it works really well.
Pineapple does belong on pizza. Yes.
Depends on if it's a ham and pineapple.
No, pineapple on everything. Pineapple on burgers, pineapple on pizza, pineapple in your salad.
Sure.
Love it. Well, I'm definitely going to say we've been going... How many viewers have we got right now? Actually, let's have a squizzance. 800 viewers. We've got... Let's wait till that gets up to a round figure. Alright, hey, Al's going to go to the bathroom. So right now, how do I do it? I'm going to hit you with an ad. Damn, I shouldn't have told you. I should have just done it. Now I don't even know how to do it. Boom.
You're practicing rapping.
No, I just put an ad in. Man, these comments just keep on going and going and going and going. The Hoff, if we're still here, the Hoff doesn't fit any tow bars, Nick. No more, I don't believe. Now it's basically just Cleveland tuning, so... Ow. Cal, how badly did you wreck the trans?
Not very badly, but enough for it to be broken. Just stator ripped out of the pump, stator tube.
Ad block, get out of here, Dank Productions. I'm sure that I
Dank production.
I don't know. It's still an ad running, but you still see it. I don't know how live stream ads work. I just saw a button that said insert ad, so that's what I've done it. But I won't do it. We're doing this for live stream. Oh, the premium, yeah, we're in the premium chat over here. We've got a question from Dave. Wants to know if blow-through turbo 4Z EW1s are cool on Geminis.
Are you talking about a blow-through carby? Because no, that's not cool.
Yeah, so Ethel's confirmed the Hoff's just doing tuning. Dave does fab and custom exhaust from the shops now. So, but Dave is also 180 fab and it's not Cleveland tuning. So you got to contact 180 fab. Is that right? Is it 180 fab?
I don't know. Yeah, Ethel says Dave at 180 fab.
Yeah. Woody's got to drive home, Rob. That's why Woody's on the mid-strengths. That's also why I like drinking mid-strength beers, because I know that I can have 2 beers, 3 beers, and I can drive home.
1976 Sirocco. I love Siroccos.
Project Binky. I haven't seen Binky for ages. Mark Williams from Chester in Great Britain. I haven't seen Binky for a long time, but going by their upload schedule, they've probably only uploaded 2 episodes since last year, so probably haven't got much to catch up on. Fu Manchu, thanks for what you do. Thank you for your support, mate. Really appreciate the donation. Jamie Taylor has asked, what's Woody's favourite workshop tool? Tool or
Camera.
machine? Camera, yeah.
He likes GoPro 10s that don't work properly.
I'm gonna say probably the electric hand ratchet. I would probably say Tool Pro hand ratchet would be your favourite tool. Favourite machine would be the mill. I was gonna say the lathe, but the mill only because it's
You
good to
use
have.
the mill more often.
Yeah,
I love the
Yeah.
lathe.
yeah.
Mill's good. We're going to do that build not bought thing or no?
Nah, let's not cover that. Do stupid things, you end up with.
Play stupid games, win stupid
Yeah.
prizes.
That's basically what that's about.
Any more crowns in the pipeline? No, I think we got enough.
My crown. No, we'll cover that. No,
What?
I'm gonna cover the saga.
I figure.
It's unfortunate what happened with the.
Built not bought.
Do we have to go into it or not?
Oh, everyone knows about it, but
So
so it was nothing to do with us, and also you probably would have. It isn't a. It's not something that's just him. It's happened to other people as
Yeah.
well that are on YouTube.
yeah,
That we also know, and that is really the reason why you don't see us on the road driving cars, because we just can't. It is what it is in Queensland, and we definitely can't afford to be showing off on the internet.
you're incriminating
We just won't do
yourself by posting
So-
videos of you speeding, and we've driven cars on the show, yeah, but we won't post doing anything stupid, and it's crap what happened to Sam. It is a shit thing, but reality was that he probably shouldn't have posted what he did post. So, and that's what happened, and that's probably as far as we'll go. Yeah, it's well said. Callum, Baird has been watching for years. Love the show. You've learned heaps. RB, boat owner from New Zealand. Love it. Absolutely love it. And Carsinomi. Cheers for the solid content, lads. Always educational and has motivated me to finish my Fiero. Cheers, lads.
Dog.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Fiero's
Fiero.
sick.
Also, Chris Williams is with us with a 4X Gold. Also love it.
I know that's not the Chris Williams that we know because he likes drinking like $46 stouts that have got like acid and milk in them.
TCK with a $8 donation. TCK v Skid Factory. Let's race.
What's a TCK?
TCK must be his YouTube channel, so we'll have to probably look it up.
What are we racing?
And Scuzzy Sarah with a $3 donation. Thank you for the donation.
Sierra. So it's the gull-winged Dord. Like a starlet chassis thing. You know what they are? A Sierra?
No,
It's a car, right?
never. No, I don't know.
Scuzzy Sierra will appreciate the fact that I know what one is. Jesse Drysdale. Yeah, boy.
Who's that?
It's Jesse from KDM shop that's got his own.
Oh yeah, it is
got
too.
his own gig out at Kilkeven Small Engines. Hook him up. I need a new mower, Jesse. Hook me up.
I got a nice Makita push mower at home, mate. Paid a carton of beer for it. Best engine swap you can think for a drag Datto 1000. K24. No, I'm just saying that because Al's got one.
13B turbo. Well,
Well-
I'll swap a Datsun 1000 for a K24. How about that?
That's my second beer, and you're well on your way, Alan. We're getting slowly dropping off the viewers, guys, and I did say that I'll be on here for 2 hours, so should we keep going or not? Hit us with those super
It's
chats.
like when you finish your concert and you're like, and then they all yell,
Yeah, encore, keep
"Encore,
going.
encore," and then they start rioting and stuff.
Recipe of greatness. Any recommendations on getting started on a YouTube channel? Shout out to my brother Tim. I did a podcast with him. It's called Mistake Mastery. Jump onto Spotify or streaming platform service. Type in Mistake Mastery and have a squiz. I explained quite a lot of it there, but the general gist of it, I will say, is it's not easy to keep up with releasing content. So be prepared to put in some hard hours, long days, long nights, get the videos out. Focus on having some quality audio so people can actually hear you. Don't just use a GoPro for a microphone as it picks up every other noise. I know here we're both speaking into one microphone and it might sound crap. I've got no idea what the audio sounds like, by the way, so sorry. Try and keep up with the quality audio, keep up the lighting, and try and be yourself. Just do what you do. Don't try and force it. Don't sound like your grandma telling you you're a teenager.
Hi guys.
Just be yourself.
Don't do that stuff.
Yeah, don't say hi guys.
Unless, yeah, don't say so.
I think I've said guys too.
in front of every sentence.
You say it. You say and
I
ah,
try not to, and then you edit it out.
and then I edit it all out.
There's no clear path to this. We just got lucky. I firmly believe that. Right place, right time.
Yeah.
Right combination of Chutch and me, and old person that doesn't know shit about technology things like this, and young dude that does. And somehow we worked it out. So it's sometimes that's how it happens.
Someone's asked for the 8-speed swap thing again. I'm just gonna. I'm sure it's called 8speed.com or. I'll just look it up myself.
Oh, baby overtaking lane are due this weekend.
Yeah, I spoke to Tyler actually this afternoon. Congrats, Tyler. My brother's going to tell the story when you started working other jobs, have that backlog of content. Yeah, so we started probably, so we say 5 years was last year, but hang on, I've got this link now, I'm just going to look it up.
5 years was from like our first publishing date, but we started probably 6 or 8 months before that, working on the Fairlane. And yeah, I was working, building cars in the shed here. And Woody was working at a bottle shop, and we would sort of work our way around each other and work on the Fairlane during the day, and or not, or I'd work on whatever I was working on, and then he would go to work at night. And
8speed.au in the chat. Check it out.
yeah, that looks cool. So yeah, that was sort of how we worked it. We did it so we had 13 episodes or something.
We basically,
something like
before
that.
we released our first episode, we had the episodes ready to go. I flew to Sydney. Martin gave me a crash course. Martin Ambler gave me a crash course in... oh no, that was before we started filming, actually. Before we started filming the Fairlane, did that.
That was before we did anything, yeah.
And then once we kind of had all the vehicle finished, I just ended up starting to learn how to edit. And so I was working at a bottle shop at the time. I used to work for Oldcock, quit working as a mechanic, then just worked at a bottle-o for basically the same amount of money, funnily enough, and way less hard work. Then I'd be here, you put the hours in, like I just would be working here, I'd go home, shower, go to the bottle-o, come home, edit all night. And we did that for like 6 months to release the content, and we just kept on going from there. I still worked at the bottle-o for like another 2 years until I actually jumped on and just went, all right, and now it's time to do it full time. So yeah, it wasn't easy, and
it's a full-time job.
But as Al said, right place and right time, and we're very, very lucky, and we're very grateful that Martin and Blair took us under their wing and helped us out to create what we've created now. So very stoked on that. Yeah, all the 8HPs have been brought up over here, and that's because they've become well known about, and everyone's jumping on them. So
Heretic 306. I hope your young fella's all right, mate. Or young lady, maybe, in the ER room.
yeah, don't become a mechanic for the money, old mate said. I actually saw a reel the other day. It was like, if you like cars, don't become a mechanic. Get a well-paying job and keep the mechanic. Keep working on cars as a hobby. And I've actually said that to so many people over my time, is don't become... If you like cars, go be an electrician or a plumber and earn the money to then spend money on your cars. And do the work on your cars yourself, because it's not hard. I mean, yeah, building a supercharged Crown's hard, but to work on your generic vehicle at home and learning how to edit, learning how to weld and stuff like that at home is, you can do it. So
yeah, that's a tough one. I'd like to see more people in the trade, but you can't be in the trade just because it's a job. You've got to be in the trade because you actually love it. You love what you're doing, and that's...
Jesse said, can you say the same about motorcycles? Well, that's the thing about Al, is he is a mechanic but still pays someone to work on his bike.
I don't want to work on my bike. Just send it down the road to kit.
I'm going to have that last one.
And when I want to go, I just dig it out and go.
Yeah, be a diesel mechanic. That's also, I'm already exploring my words, I've had 2 beers. That's also a good, great advice, because you're not working on motor vehicles, you're working on trucks or something too. JCA Construction should do a skid factory shed extension. We need like...
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We need a...
Hook us up.
What's that thing called where it's at the front? Go throw to or something?
Like a shed that's twice the size of this one?
No, like just something at the front to cover like the press and have like a bit of weather coverage. And we also need a toilet out the back door here and some rain coverage at that side.
DMV Tech, your ex too slow. Getting a partial repaint and windscreen rust spot fixed. Motor still sings.
Yeah, wicked.
Yo.
Awesome. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah,
Love it.
Did sing.
Partial repaint.
For-
Is that because the bonnet hit the roof, didn't it? Lean to. All the chippies come out in the chat. There you go.
It's not exactly a high-tech chippy. He didn't even spell it right.
Someone said still needing R160 shafts. We need R180 shafts, but then it's got an R160 outer. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a very specific late Gen 4 6-speed drive tuned by SDI thing. But yeah, no, they didn't break anyway.
So they only came in the tuned by SDIs, or do they come in 6 speeds and the spec Bs? So they come in a spec B.
I think
sorry,
it's more.
manual.
It's more than just tuned by SDIs, but it's only the later models. And yeah. Any more rotaries? Yes, we would love to. Soon, maybe.
Had to get rid of the Hilux grey. Darcy, what are you talking about? The Hilux grey is the best colour. That's what Al's bumper bars are painted in too. Hang on, let me get out of
Not the
this.
same.
It is. That is Hilux grey. That colour there.
No, it's not.
That is the
It's
same.
Land Cruiser grey.
That's the same colour.
It's
as,
Land Cruiser grey.
It's Toyota grey.
It's Land Cruiser grey.
It's the same colour as my valve covers. It's the same colour as my brother's valve covers on his MR2. It's a nice colour.
Steve V is the twin turbo LS R33. It's a R32. Skyline's still alive. Yes, it's just undergoing a very, very long revival process because Matt won't let us help him. It will live again.
So many questions flying through the...
You guys like Rosie's?
Oi, Rosie's, I had it the other day again. Can't say that I love it. You know, at the
I had it once,
Traviston,
so
yeah.
I didn't think much of it. No.
Can't say that I love it.
Forex Gold piss water. Do you know what piss tastes like? Obviously. Rotary.
Nick said go to Ben for 13B content. Yeah, I would love to hang out with Ben at the track. I think that'd be really good. There's so many questions about my Fairlane. Alan, we've got to do this. There's been so many questions about it.
Bruh, we've got to do the...
Fairlane, Coyote, twin turbos, in the grill, radiator's going to be mounted under the car. Hopefully do maybe some kind of water to air arrangement for intercoolers. 6R80, did I say that already? Mustang 8.8 in the back. Rogan's going to hook me up with some, maybe shortening it, and away we go. Probably don't want to paint it, probably just leave it. Love the Cruiser. Yeah, that's about it. Kevin is up here on the hoist above us. Hey, Rog. We got Roger here with us. I was actually going back through old footage and saw Puppy and Roger. So cute. Noosa Lager. Actually, Japanese lager from Heads of Noosa. Love it. Really good beer. Interstate track days, power cruise events. We'd love to, but it's hard logistically for us to get cars around. It's hard for us to travel down there and stuff when there's so much going on in the shed. It's it's not easy to get away.
That's all time out of our
We're going away
filming
tomorrow and Friday, but just those 2 days away from the shed actually does take its time away. That doesn't make sense what I just said, does it? It's a lot of time away from the shed.
It's not. It's unproductive time.
Yeah.
For us, so.
Yeah. Callum Marshall, thank you for the super chat donation. We haven't had a super chat for a while, actually. Enjoy the content a lot, lads. Been watching New Zealand 2C33 Laurels and an RB30, one RB30E, one RD28 diesel with an RB30 DET build on the way. Love me a C33. My mate Jake's actually
Wow,
got.
those things are so.
Jake's scrapping.
They're crazy expensive here
Jake's
now.
scrapping his shell.
They were so easy to get and not worth anything, and they're so cool. Now they're not. Damn it.
Drag challenging Kevin. We were going to use Kevin as drag challenge as a deadline, but after doing the deadline with the crown, it just ends up being way too stressful to commit and pull off, and then we'll end up cutting corners. And right now, the engine bay is getting kind of prepped for paint, so yeah, we're trying to freshen it up a little bit. Bertie bro has said, why can't we see the rest of these super chats?
It's Brendo.
Brendo says, Chevy's still sitting here with a snail when you get bored. We'll get to it one day.
Iron line in a GU patrol, yeah, dog. Should I turbo it? I'll go for the Harrop. Harrop would be way better down low power for forward driving. But it is an iron line, so you can't just like slap it on there and hope for the best. Not an LS, but it will sound better. Why is it moving so fast? Would you make it stop?
There's so many comments coming through. That's why you got to read the super chat ones. Remember using beer can for
Backfire protection.
backfire protection.
No, I don't. What's that for?
Dreaming of dirt and diesel. Oh, here we go. Mads Persson.
What's a DKK? Dutch krona. No. Denmark krona. No. Yeah, Denmark krona.
Vice grip garage style video I'd love to do, but it's got to be the right vehicle or the right engine that we can actually work with and get going. Something like an old cane farming vehicle would be really cool, I reckon. Big old diesel thing. Mads Persons, Peterson, thank you for the donation. That's actually topped the chat. $100. You absolute legend, mate. Really appreciate it.
Krona.
No, it must be Australian. Oh, okay.
Dutch, Denmark krona.
Do the calculation.
Hey Siri, what's 100 Denmark krona in AUD?
You have been on a road trip in the US. There's one for you in Europe also. You're welcome to start in Denmark at my place. Thanks for the class context. You're so skilled. Look up Carbage Run Scandinavia. All right, let's look that up. Can I do some kind of like screen sharing here?
Danish krona, Australia. Very helpful, Siri. $20.
20.67 Australian dollars.
There we go. Look at us.
Carbage Run. Winter edition, summer edition. Winter in Scandinavia. That'd be really cold, would it not? Let's do summer. Oh, beer cans is a burst plate.
Oh. We might need to do that on Kevo. If we use too much noise.
Brad said Toyota Nationals in Dubbo. We mentioned this before. Possibly May. It collides with Rocky Nuts, so
Depends,
we haven't
yeah.
committed to anything yet.
I want to say one or the other. So.
That looks like a big trip, but am I right in saying that that's probably only like 2,000 Ks? Because Australia is like huge. That's like driving from Brisbane to the Gold Coast.
Probably, yeah.
Jake Polar has bought a HD Deluxe with a 308. Getting a lot of inspo from the Iron Lion. Hopefully you'll be getting on the streets of the sunny coast ASAP. Get on it.
Yeah, dog.
Can
Iron Lion action coming up soon. Sounds so good. May or may not be in a VL.
I was like, what? Iron Lion action? Yeah. Can I do like window capture?
Turbo 1UZ,
1FZ FE, yeah, sure. No reason not to, except if it's a 100, like Land Cruiser 100, they have skinny rods and you can't really get too carried away with it. But I think an 80's got big fat rods and there's no reason not to put some boost into it. It'll probably do everything better and use less fuel while it does it. Yes, Tom OP. Yeah, I had an early 1972 TA22 Celica, which is what we were talking about earlier, that Woody's friend now owns, or has owned for a long time, but I didn't know him, and that it was a very cool car. Thomas GTI from Czech Republic, negative 10 degrees here. Yep, we wish. It's very warm in our part.
I can't figure out how to do a screen capture. Oh, here we go. Can we get this up on the screen?
There's a lot of lines.
So this is, you can see all the tabs that I've got opened up.
So is it like a cruise, Europe cruise?
Oh, I should have definitely hoaxed and done the like, what do
dude.
flowers taste like? Here's 8-speed AU, by the way. This is coming up on screen, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Wicked.
You should like turn the sound off on Never Gonna Give You Up,
Rick Astley.
so we don't get like demonetized.
So that's our mate doing the 8-speed swaps. That's what, how much? 100.
Chrono
All right.
is.
So this is the garbage run that someone mentioned before. Portugal edition in summer. But yeah, I'm right in saying like this here. Is it just a run? Do you drag race? I can't read it, so it's not going to work. Alright, let's go back to here and then turn this off. There you go. Learn something new. Learn how to put a screen capture up on the Streamlabs.
Have I had a 253? No, I have not. My first V8 was a VN 304 that I ended up making into a 355, and it did massive single peelers in a van. Barris Kids, what's our opinion on a A340? A340s are really good transmissions. You just got to let them go after you get over 500 horsepower, because you just can't do much with them after that, and they are hard to get converters for when you need a really loose converter. So otherwise they're amazing bit of engineering, and they so reliable.
Can I like give up a I can do, hang on. We could do so much more doing the screen capture thing.
Is this the time to be working out how this works?
Well, we could give away potentially some future projects.
Joachim Engström, you know you. Aren't we supposed to be going to Gadabil?
Yeah, I'd love to go to Gadabil. That'd be sick. Here, someone mentioned RX3s before. Can I play this? Probably be super loud though. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked now. Sorry, guys.
Saw something shiny.
The VK45 Turbo VK. No, I don't believe it's around anymore.
It's in Sydney, and I would say it's probably got an LS motor in it by now. It gave us a little bit of problems with it, like a chain fell off it, and then we put another engine in it, and then I think that probably happened again after it was sold. But in the meantime, it had been converted into like a Blue Meanie replica. It looked really good. So I highly doubt that it retained its VK45 and probably just had an LS put in it.
I've got lots to learn with this Streamlabs application too, guys. So thank you for bearing with us with the... Oh, yeah. Thanks for bearing with me and my noobness. But I think we've done all right. It's 20 to 7. I'm definitely going to say 7 o'clock's going to call it, or should we call it now? I'm hungry. What's for dinner?
I got a sore back.
This is someone asked, what's your favourite food? We're going to turbo the wagon when Gussie gets his opens. Probably, I reckon.
He probably will if it's still chilling.
Gus Butler, thoughts on Datsun 1000
bro.
13B swap.
Go ask your mum, dude.
Transmoto, John. I'd love to do Transmoto, but my bike fitness is absolutely shocking.
Yeah, we'd have to spend like no time making videos and a lot of time riding dirt bikes to do
I've
something.
done. This microphone's getting bumped and creating hectic. Been for a couple of rides recently, the last few weekends, and first ride did a really easy one. Second ride, if anyone's ridden at Amamore, and there's a trail that runs along the creek towards the muster site. But if you do it the other way from the muster site back, there's that one track you got to go down past the barbed wire fence, and then you got to go jump back up it. Anyway, I flipped my bike and bent my handlebars, and
You don't do it that way.
I had a bad time. So it was after a big storm came through a couple of weekends ago. So yeah,
I reckon that's really a cool story, bro.
it is a cool story.
There'd be like one
So,
person watching.
Yeah, someone's going to be like, yeah, man, I've ridden that track at Amamore for sure. Doing the Transmoto is not an easy task, so you've got to get the fitness up there to do it. But yeah, one day for sure. Just got your text, Darcy. I'll give you a buzz maybe tomorrow when we're driving.
Ben wants to know if we'll feature Macca's RB20.
Yeah, we can do a feature on that. Macca's car's sick. It's a good little car.
That's like seriously quick car.
The best of the best RBs ever. Longest rods, shortest stroke, thickest ball. Sorry, thickest.
What did he say? He did a 580 in the 8.
I think it was 580. Yeah.
That's
No.
That's
Yeah.
serious, like crazy.
Liam's asked about the VQ M35 stages. VQ 25. VQ engines are pretty cool.
You know about them. Your
I
bro
pulled
had
my
one.
brother's one apart and did heads and everything else under the sun on it. They're not bad. Actually, there's one that popped up, a white one on Marketplace, which I saw was pretty cheap. So, yeah, I don't know. I own one, but fit for purpose. They're not fast or anything. Here you go, Alan. Michael Smith thought the two most famous Queensland riders is Woody and Toby Price. Damn right.
I've seen Woody do some really dumb shit on a motorbike. It's pretty funny. He tones it down whenever we put cameras on it, though.
Here you go. Someone's asked about interchillers. I'm calling it too. 7 o'clock. I'm bailing out. Interchillers work well in...
Have not used.
yeah, we've never done it. Dave's car, is it? FFM Dave's car's got interchiller on it.
I don't know. Has it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm sure it does.
It's got a lot of pipes and stuff going to the boot.
Yeah, it's a sick car though. Whittle's asked for any more Pajero action. And yeah, I will be getting back on the Pajero sooner or later. I've got a couple of Harrop lockers to go in. And dream-wise, I'd love to make my own front bar. But don't know.
Shane asks, is the Trans Am still alive? I assume he's talking about the Trans Am with the LS3. Yeah, it is, and it's actually also been in a feature film, like a movie about The Rock. So
When's that coming out though?
it's probably already out. It's probably not very interesting.
As
but
if
yeah,
the Rock movies are sick.
it's about The Rock, the actual Rock when he was growing up.
I reckon that'd be a good movie.
The car was the car that his manager drove in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
What's the Mexican joint? Where's that?
Mexican.
Lots of people are mentioning
Is that a
Matsuri.
drug reference?
Maybe I will go down. Yeah, anything in the Weber. I'll have to, yeah, righto.
Update on the VL. I think it's just chilling in the shed. Tom that owns it, they, had a baby and all that sort of stuff, and sometimes stuff just has to chill for a while. And I don't think it's going anywhere. Probably looks exactly the same as it did when it left here. So that's
Scully
good.
beer without regret, $20.
No,
What's the price
it's not a
tag?
lemon squash.
What's the price tag to Scully beer? Al doesn't Scully beer.
I'm not doing it.
The only time I've seen you do that was actually at our work party last year. Can I show anything cool up on the screen? I like this.
Bugger all Hellcat content in Australia. Probably a good reason for that.
Hey, while I'm here, I just want to give a mad shout out to. Let's get this up on the screen here. Dave at dragphotos.com.au. You didn't think you didn't drive the MR2. No, you didn't, even though you got a fresh battery and you've got a chance to work on the car. Matt, we're doing it. I'm going to come pick it up. I'm going to bring this up here because... Hang on, how do I do this? Screen capture on. Yeah, there we go. Dave has been sharing some photos with us for some thumbnails as of recently, and he is an absolute legend, really humble guy. Here's the crown. Oh, we can cover the crown. So I'm giving Dave a shout out.
Red cars.
If you guys are ever at an event at Willowbank or Queensland Raceway and you see Dave taking photos, give him a shout. Come jump on here, buy the photos. You can get them printed. He's helped us out a lot. He's also got a YouTube channel called Drag Videos Australia. So he's definitely the guy to speak to. Actually, you know what? People can probably get this printed. We should actually offer this as a thing to do. Oh, Gary Green. And there's there's Kai's missus, Danielle, in the K70.
Is my car silver?
Yeah, yours is silver. KP. Here we go.
There you go.
Here you go. Hit up Dave and pay, I think it's like, what's a print here? Digital file. There you go, $130. You can get a poster of Al's car on the wall. We should actually
Now I know how much it costs.
we should offer that. No,
Now I know
that,
how much my Christmas present cost.
yeah,
you ruined it.
There you go.
You said you paid a lot of money. That's not.
Yeah,
much.
and how big's the canvas? How big's the canvas, brother?
Well, he bought me a big print for Christmas, and it's awesome. It's on the wall inside my house, and I love it.
There you go. Dave's a legend. Shout out to Dave. AU Falcons are probably never going to happen, and if we're going to do a Falcon, it'll probably be an E series.
It'll probably be an X series actually.
You reckon?
An XG.
The compact Fairlane. Nah.
An
Oh,
XG Ute.
doing like a Falcon. Oh, an XG Ute. All right, for this last 10 minutes, I'm going to jump over Al's going to have to commentate on the screen, but just going to give you a bit of a... I'm going behind the camera, and Al's going to commentate as to what I'm pointing it at. I can't even... I can see on this camera here. I'm going to bump this and make it not work.
This could be a New Balance hat.
Here's Kevin.
It's Kevo.
Can you see those welds up in there? Let's get this zoom going on.
Oh, that works really well.
Hang on.
Those welds are going to blow.
Ooh. Got a KDM over there. And we've got this Beauty of the Beast over here. Which will be coming up soon. We'll see it sooner or later. Can I even hear me? Probably not. Commentator.
Can anyone hear Woody, or is it peaceful?
What's this over here? What are we going to do with that?
I don't know. I just bought it because it was good value. Oh, you mean the 2J or the other one? That's some old engine, some old gearbox. That's a turbo that I bought for Woody that he never used. Feels so violated, unloved. That's Woody's new handlebars that he to replace. He's got like a standing order every 3 months. They send new ones. Actually, no, that wouldn't work. You'd have a stockpile because you never ride your bike.
I can't get the zoom to stop working now.
Michael Shannon's asking about diesel builds. Yes, we've got a couple of diesel builds. It's going to rebuild one of your dump trucks.
The zoom button's broken.
Who's asking about the VL? Is that Ethel? You don't need to know about it. Mind your business. You don't even like VLs. Also, I've got a booster, plastic booster thing that the grommet wants.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. You said we're going to wrap... Yeah, we are meant to be doing the V12 cruise, but we're not too sure when that's going to happen. I'm going to wrap it up there. Just going to say a mad shout out to everyone and anyone who supports the show via Patreon or buys merchandise. You directly support the show and it helps us out a lot. All the names you see on the hoists, they're OG patrons that jumped on board when we first started. And without those guys, we probably still wouldn't be here. I know I probably would have turned around, and I've said it before, probably would have turned around and said, see you later, because it was hard. We weren't making any money. I was working my ass off, and it was without the support from the Patreon guys, I wouldn't be doing this. Everyone that buys merchandise, shirts, stickers, hats, everything we sell, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who likes, shares, comments, and as I said before too, the best thing you can do for us probably is sharing our stuff. If you see a video, you like it, share it to your mate, or you got a friend that would appreciate the video, just share it to them, send it to them, or just share it to your stories, share it to your pages.
Say, oi dickhead, watch this.
There you go. Definitely do it. Bo Butler with a $2.99.
Bebop.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, he's like, I'm hungry, hurry up.
Thank you to our sponsors of the show. Again, we wouldn't be here.
Gizmo 4270, yeah, dog.
We AES.
Yeah, they're the rotary muffler guys.
Yeah. Thank you to all our sponsors that support the show. Also, we wouldn't be here without them. And please support the companies that support the Skid Factory. That's what our job is. We use the products, we use the tools, and we advertise them to you guys so that you can use them too. So jump on board, all of our sponsors.
We don't just take on anyone as a sponsor. It has to work both ways, and
Yes.
everyone that we're involved with, we sort of we're mates with.
We'll do the
and
fancy thing.
We don't get involved with them unless they fit with us and we like them and we're all on the same page. So, we won't be. You can't get NordVPN from us or electric scooters
Why not electric scooters?
because we don't have an electric scooter, mate.
All right, there we go. I think that's all the logos I had loaded. So thank you guys. We're going to sign off. Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Righto. Thank you everyone who's supported us via Super Chat and donated some money. I think the top tier was
Is that R20?
it JCE Constructions?
Yeah, he was throwing crazy numbers.
So
JCA.
Constructions. Thank you guys. We're going to sign off. Stay tuned for some VL content. Stay tuned for a really, really, really cool ad that we're a part of. Can I say that? Done. And we're going to fix the Crown's gearbox tomorrow. Hopefully get onto my barrow wagon and fix also lots of other cars. Oh, Raid Shadow Legends. Today's video is brought to you by The Skid Factory.
You know, skid. You don't want loss of traction when
Nah,
you rotate
Dashcams Australia, I'm pretty sure he's also a fan of the show, so fingers crossed that if anything were to happen that we wouldn't end up on there. Because he'd be like, nah, that's Skid Factory, he won't post that.
I don't have a dash cams.
No, but like people would film us doing stupid stuff.
We don't do that.
Righto, thank you guys, appreciate it. I think we've been on here for like nearly 3 hours almost, yeah. Sweet as.
Everyone else is bored.
Someone said do more live streams. I wouldn't mind doing this more often. Once a month, maybe.
That's too
I'd like to have topics though too, rather than just replying to comments, because that's what a podcast's for. We should do a podcast. Righto. Now I've got to figure out how to end
Thanks,
this.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Cheers. Thanks for watching.